Hey there, Silver Tongue Devil here, and in this video we are back on IDU. We are going from 0 to hero once again with a 0% achievement challenge. So, for those people who don't know how IDU works, and I'm sure there won't be many of you, but there may be some of you who are new. The way that In Death Unchained works is the further you have progress, the harder things become. The more achievements you have, in general terms, the more powerful you are. So, as far as the progress side of things is concerned within the game, a lot of the it gets harder the further you progress is actually done by different kinds of enemies that come up as you make progress within the game. Now, what are we going to try and do today? Today, we are going to start at 0%. So I am basically weakest you can possibly be. We will only, throughout this entire game, regardless of achievements that we unlock, will only have 6 bars of life. Because although we can get the achievements that would increase our life bar, they won't actually take hold until you end the current run. Now, a lot of achievements in the game are like that. They'll click. Oh, this is an ASMR stream. You better believe it. Those clicks are going to be coming thick and fast tonight. However, not all of them will take effect, and some of them we will have to save and come back to the reliquary or the sanctuary, go through the reliquary to the sanctuary to get them to take effect within the current run. There are a lot of achievements that will not work. Anything that unlocks something new to the world, guess what? It's not going to work. So things are going to be difficult. I have done this before. My current record for myself, I think it was more, but we're going to say it's going to be 88 achievements out of the 139. I think the highest that I've seen is by Stephen Echo, who set this challenge up originally, and I think he was in the 100 and somethings, which is where I'd like to try and get to. I think I might be able to, but of course the game is harder now from when we were playing this 0% progress challenge, because damage starts coming in a lot more thick and fast. When we get to cycle 10, we're dead in one shot. So yeah, where is it? Cycle 10? Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, cycle 9, cycle 10, something like that. Anyway, right, that's enough of the intro, and that's enough of me boring you to bits. Let's just see if anyone's come in whilst I've been doing all that. Nope, good. Right, cool. So, first things first, plan of attack. We're not going to Desolation because we can't go to Desolation, although we would like to find the bat so that we can at least unlock it, because there are, if I remember rightly, a handful of achievements that we can get in Desolation. Now, you might be wondering what amulet we're going to take with us. None, because we don't have any. We will be able to grab a couple of amulets. However, we won't be able to equip them because we'll have started the run before amulets are a thing. So we'll get them. In fact, they won't even show up because we won't be able to die 5 times. There is, if you were going from 0% to a higher achievement, there is a way. There are 1 or 2 achievements that if you unlock them from the start, you would be able to do a lot, you'd be able to unlock some achievements and then start a run with the goal of going from very low % achievement. So if anybody wanted to do this with the crossbow, go out there, go to Anakim, kill 100 of his minions with body shots in his lair. You'll unlock the crossbow, end the run, come back, grab the crossbow. You can do, in essence, a 0% run with the crossbow that way. There are some achievements that you could get to begin with that will allow you to unlock a lot more, but we're not going to do that. We're going to try and, there's a lot of people out there, slow motion in the game is cheating. Yeah, well, if you're not at 0% with a bow, then you're cheating, aren't you? Said me never. Anyway, so first things first, we need to go to Purgatory. Everywhere else is locked. Second, And this is quite important. We need to go through an entire cycle plus desolation without buying anything and without getting hit. If we buy anything, so if we bought something in Purgatory, we will lock out, I can't remember the name of the achievement, but there's an achievement for not buying anything within a level. If we get hit at any point and we haven't done each of the levels, then we will lock out achievements from ourselves. And the reason being is because if you are going for an achievement that is don't get hit in X, so if we were going for don't get hit in Purgatory and we took it on a budget, thank you, Athom. If we, hang on a sec. Hello, Mr. Gilfie, how we doing? And yes, on a budget. Hey, look, I've unlocked him so many times. I don't remember the names. Man, I just work here, all right? So, right, so, as far, good memories, people. I haven't got one. So, if you were to buy something in Purgatory and then not buy anything in Paradise Lost or Abyss or Desolation, you still wouldn't be able to unlock those achievements because you have bought something in the run. Technically, by the wording of the achievement, it's bugged. But, well, yeah. What are you going to do? Same with getting hit. If I get hit in Purgatory now and then didn't take a single shot, single hit going through Paradise Lost, Abyss, and Desolation, I would not get the perfect achievement line. So, oh, and the third most important thing as well is I will try and not be sick on the floor, although it may improve the decor. Kinda, to me, already looks like someone's... I mean, maybe I'm being a bit harsh, but I do not like this flooring. Anyway, so I am going to be... Stairs aren't too bad. I am going to be trying to show you as many tricks and tips for starting a 0% run. Now, the one thing that I would say before we start as well is I would advise anybody who is new to the game, once they're a decent chunk of the way through the game, to go back and start a 0% profile. And the reason being is you can see how far you've come. I remember when I first started this game, I was getting killed left, right, and centre and losing life all over the place and so on and so forth. I know, right? Hard to believe. But the fact of the matter is, this game is not easy. And when you first start it, it's difficult. Taking a 0% profile and starting again when you've got an idea of what you're doing is a very elating feeling, just to be a bit of a measure of your own success. Now, you don't have to do it as a challenge like I am, but hell, it's a good idea. Anyway, so Wildfire. We do want to be trying to get kills with Wildfire whilst we are at it. And the reason being is because Wildfire there's an achievement for that. And we want to unlock it. Ooh, that was a miss. And the achievement is to get kills with Wildfire. Now, it's not an important achievement by any stretch of the imagination, but it is achievement, and we are here for the clicks. Now, one of the ones that is very important as far as our arrows is concerned is Winter's Bite. We have to get the upgrade for Winter's Bite because we are very underpowered at the best of times. That's actually a bit of a... We don't need it. It would be a very good for us to have. It's going to save a lot of embarrassment and an aching arm because Winter's Bite, as we all should know, is the big damage dealer against Anakim when he has a lot of life. That was a terrible shot. So other things that are going to be happening tonight. I will not be getting any other quivers. I've got literally 2 quivers to work with this entire run. I will not be getting any increases in arrows, I don't think. There's a few things that I don't remember. But this run, you can blame... Well, there's our first. We'll find out what it is, and I'll explain a little bit about it as well. This will be a run thanks in part to RB Avenue, who's one of the top boys, if not the top boy on Siege of Heaven. He posed some questions and he got me thinking, Yeah, I haven't done that for ages, and it is pretty cool. It is pretty fun. So, what achievement did we get? River of Blood. Now, if I remember rightly, that is getting so many kills, I think. So, I'm sure someone will be able to correct me. So, one of the things that we are going to be doing as well, we are concentrating on headshots. Why? Because there are 5 levels of Harbinger, I think it is. 5 levels of Harbinger of various orders. And the top one is 666 headshots. If we get that one unlocked, we will then be doing maximum headshot damage with standard arrows, which actually pushes onto all arrows. So that is an achievement that we want to be getting as quickly as possible. One of the ways that we can help ourselves out with that is by doing some farming, which I will show you a little bit later. But that is a dangerous game to play because, as I said, we need to do this without getting touched. Now, the other thing to note as well, look how sparse the levels are. There's no one here. They've all gone out. You know, just enough people left over in purgatory to accept deliveries if Amazon comes a knocking. You were quiet. Oh, is it set? Ah, nice, nice. It's a good job chatting here. I have no idea what these achievements are. As I said, I just work here, man. So, but yeah, so sparse. And this is one of the things that you will find if you are, I'd say when you get to that sort of 50-60% progression, because that's where a lot of people seem to get. That's a great time to start another profile and just enjoy how far you've come and how much progress you've made. And if you've never done a 0%, go for it. And if you spend as much time in this game as I do, you can turn it into a bit of a challenge of seeing how many achievements you can get in your beginning run. You don't have to. Oh, nice one, Weebs. That's a great idea. That sounds like my kind of job, but yeah, as I said, I'm not doing it. Oh, these are not headshots. These are terrible. There we go. So we want to be aiming for headshots at every opportunity. The more headshots we get, the closer we will get to that 666 headshots, because that's a long way off right now for the Harbinger achievement, and we need to do that. Other thing to note as well... Other thing to note as well is with wildfire, I'm making use of wildfire whilst I have it. And the reason being is there's only so many enemies out there. As you can see, the levels are pretty sparse. There's no one here. So we want to be making use of whatever arrows we get and getting as many kills as we can. The only one that I might shy away from is Barrage of Needles, because we only get 26. We can only kill one enemy at a time with 26, and you need to get 666 kills with Barrage of Needles to be able to unlock the upgrade. From that, yes, Athom, that's exactly it. And they haven't been invited back yet because it's whoa, steady on. It's a bit wet. Yeah, come on. Oh, maybe I could sue Super Bright for not putting those wet floor signs up. Oh dear. Very good. So another thing to note as well. That counts as a wildfire kill because he died to the wildfire arrow. That counts as a wildfire kill because he died to the tick damage associated with wildfire. Those are important factors. With Winter's Bite in particular, and this is part of the reason why I've made a point of knowing how this works. With Winter's Bite. Ooh, where did you come from? That was almost run over. I'll check in a minute. Excuse me. See? He slipped. He slipped. He slipped. So that will count as a wildfire kill because he was killed whilst he was burning. Steady on, pal. The reason why that's important is because I've been asked about the Winter's Bite upgrade previously. Well, I have no idea where that is, but he seems to be quite... Where the hell's that? I mean, I hear the sound effects. Maybe he's up here then. I got to be careful here because that bat could, by the sounds of things, come in swooping from nowhere and get me. So, I know it's a bat. But, where is it? Because they're not supposed to be able to spawn inside. But I remember our own Mr. Sean Ebert correcting me on that and saying that he'd found one inside previously. I mean, oh, interesting. So, yeah, but then, you see, the observation that I made for the spawning bats was golden bats. Well, no, that bat is so that we can unlock Desolation. So, now that we have killed that bat, we now have access to Desolation. So, the achievements that we've got so far, Bone Collector, I think, is getting so much gold, and Harbinger of Pain is getting so many headshots. Most of these are going to be quite useful to us. Lay Them to Rest, I know that one is for killing so many abominations. And as I said, we want to be making a point of headshotting everything we can, because I want that Harbinger. Because if you look at my headshot damage now, 235 at that distance with a full draw, that's about half, probably even 3/4 of the damage that I would do if I had the achievements unlocked. So it is very important that we get all of these achievements unlocked so that we can maximize damage. And as I said, it's one of the few achievements that we can get, that we can unlock in the game, and we will be able to make use of within the same run. So, but as I said, none of my damage, I don't think you will see my damage going up at all. Excuse me. That was a bit wild. Won't see my damage going up at all until find out what all these are in a minute. I know you're dying to find out. Ooh. Did we get these? Yes, we did. I know there's one for kill so many quickly, and we want to get that unlocked as quick as possible. Nope. Yeah, I've had games where a lot of the time it's games where I felt like something's missing, and then sometimes you never know though, with especially with orphans, you never know if they spawned and you didn't hear them, or there was a bug and they were silent and they've just, you know, wandered off, or they never spawned at all. You can never really be sure. It's definitely happened to me as well. I've always put it down to, ugh, I've missed it. So you'd also note as well, because I know this has been mentioned previously, note how I don't have a reaction in me to actually use the shield. I find if I use the shield in this game, it's a very awkward transaction, and the reason being is I've relied on not using the shield because it's unreliable. I ain't stolen nothing of yours. I ain't stolen nothing of nothing. Nobody's weak. Well, might have had your divine sight ×3 and ×5s previously. So, right, so we're not allowed to buy anything. That is going to make Anakim a bit tougher than he should be. Hopefully, we will pick up a Winter's Bite whilst we are playing, because I want to be working towards the unlock, because it's just going to make things easier. However, if I remember rightly, I don't know, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be, we're going to have to slow roll a lot of this, because, as I said, one hit at any stage now, and to be fair, it would be worth our while starting again. Yeah, that wasn't a headshot, was it now? Come on now. Come on now. So, we will... Oh, nice flip, dude! Never, ever... Oop, hidden red knight there. Oh. That was a terrible one. So, I'd say we're doing about 200 points of damage at the moment. Now, I know I have got a couple of levels of Harbinger, so this is something I plan on doing, and apologies, it's going to be a little bit stoppy-starty, but I want to make a point of resting in the Sanctuary, going back, having a little review of what achievements that we've got, how we've got them, their importance to what I'm doing, and their importance to you. As I said, this is not the way to start this game, but there is going to be a lot in here that is going to be useful to you. So, picking up the pieces level 1. Yeah, so this is the one that we are making our way towards, where we'll earn additional gold. This one, I do believe, comes in... No, it's not. It is a very important one, though. Basically perfecting a level, and the best way to do it is to skip to the level in question, providing you can do the boss with vanilla arrows. Make sure you have abolished the incubi to level 3, so you have a point of armor, and also make sure you have the resistance amulet. The resistance privilege? No, not resistance. Is it resistance privilege? The resistance amulet. Make sure you have that on as well. That then means you have 2 pegs of armor. Armor does not count as a hit for the purposes of any achievement that is related to do X without taking a hit. If you lose armor, that doesn't matter. It's when you take health damage and the red screen. That matters. I won't make that sound effect again. That was disgusting. Right, so we should have... So we've done 126 headshots in 1 afterlife, i.e. 1 life. So we now should have 120% bonus damage. We didn't have that previously. Now we should have, because I have... Yeah, look, here we go. So it's 40% to begin with for 26 shots, 26 headshots, 80% for 56. It will go up to 120% at 126 headshots. So we should start seeing a difference quite soon. There, I won't go into too much here. That's killing archers. That's killing abominations, yep. River of Blood. This one we need to do sooner rather than later. Kill X amount of enemies within a short time period. So this is basically stepping you up for getting ready to do Executioner. A short time period is basically within Executioner timings. And how do we know that we can increase the time that we have to kill multiple enemies? By using slow time. So I'll hopefully be able to demonstrate. So we need to kill 16 enemies within a short time period. Now that actually might be quite difficult, because 16 enemies in a section of the game is potentially going to be all there is. There's not that many enemies. But a short amount of time is longer than you'd think. I haven't got anything to base it on. What are we missing out on here? We can't buy any of it. Want that. Want to start working towards it. Now, I've got nothing to base it on other than my kind of experience within the game. But as a general rule, because I haven't found anything that countermines this yet, if there is a timer shown to you within the game, slow time will not affect that kind of timer. If there is a timer that is not shown in the game, i.e., so I'm talking about tournament time for ones that you can see. If there's a timer in the game for, say, Executioner bonus or in Siege of Heaven, those times that you can't see, then slow time is all good to go. You are good to use slow time in those circumstances. Now, we are going to have no pits to begin with as well, because pits will not be unlocked. They are something that we can unlock, which is part and parcel of the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. Let's see if we can get what we're after here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bit risky this, but 6 biscuits in it. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, no, 11, 12, 13, 14. I don't know what that was, but it wasn't what we were after. 15, 16. Is that 16? Ooh. Ooh, maybe I wasn't quick enough. Maybe I was too slow. What are you saying? Oh. Cheers, fella. Where have you... you would, wouldn't you? Note how, as well, when we're taking these incredibly long shots, we're doing very little damage. And the reason being is because we haven't got the bonus multiplier on. But note how... No, we had River of Blood 2 already. That might be it. No. This is... That one. That one. River of Blood 3. I'm not showing off. That's just one of the achievements that if we get it now, it is going to be easier than if we try it later. Because when we're trying it later, enemies will have a bigger health bar, and so it would be more difficult to kill them in quick succession. So getting achievements like that, they're not massively important either. All the River of Blood achievements do is increase the amount of damage that a teleport arrow is capable of. That is not important to us. And the main reason being, even though it can actually do quite a lot of damage if you understand how it works, it's not important to, well, it's definitely not important to me. And the reason being is a headshot or any kind of headshot with a teleport arrow scores 0 points. I am not going to learn to play a game that is all about score or even rely on something that scores me 0 when I could just do something else and it score me a lot of points. You can, as I said, kill enemies that have huge health pools incredibly quickly with just the teleport arrow. It is a difficult technique at the best of times. Now, this is the other achievement that we can get right now, and if you are looking at this game and you are brand new to this game, this is a technique that anybody can do and anybody can follow. It might take you fucking ages to get it, but it is well worth it. Now again, note how those body shots are doing fuck all damage. Normally they do about, those body shots at this sort of distance, nice fall, would do about 200-300 points of damage, but they are doing sod all. And the reason being is we don't have the bonus multiplier for damage over distance yet, but you're going to help me out with that. So what do we want to do? We want to lure a knight to here. The reason why I say this one's a one to do and one to do sooner rather than later, what are you doing, mate? You ain't got a hope. That's a wasted axe. I hope that's a wasted axe. God, I hate axes in this game sometimes. It's a waste, mate. It's a waste. Right, let's see if we can get him to the edge. Shit. There we go. Normally shooting around him will get him where we need to be. Now, what are we driving for here? We want to be on top of one of these, and we want to hit a headshot. Now, this isn't actually the right setup to be able to achieve this, so we might not be able to get the maximum. There are 3 levels. Hello, Mr. Cross. Hello, Ken. How are we doing? Yeah, it is actually a great score from here as well, but this, I'm interested in unlocking the damage element that this introduces into the game. Because once you have this unlocked, it means that the bow actually works as it's intended to, in that it does huge amounts of damage over great distance. To begin with, it doesn't. And the way you do it is you get him on an edge, you then get as far back as you can go and stand on one of these spires. Different configurations are actually easier to achieve this on, because you'll find like there's a dog leg here and another spire to sit on back here. But let's see... I believe this would be classed as inconceivable. So if anybody wants to know the exact damage of the exact distance of an inconceivable shot, here it is. Set myself up for failure. So now one of the things, this might take a while, so bear with, because I've got to try and hit the headshot without hitting the body. And it's a difficult task. The only thing that you can do is kind of guide the arrows in and make sure you shoot high as opposed to low. Oh, I thought that was it then. Right, that was too low. We could be here a while, chat. Now's the time. Ah, shit. Now's the time. Now is the time to go and put the kettle on. But, thankfully, there's a lot of knights about. And we can lure them to the edge. They'll abide. All you have to do is get their attention. And you want to move sooner rather than later. At a certain distance, they will stop throwing axes at you. Well, that's how I'm planning. That's how I'm planning on getting mine, Melissa. I'll just wang shots out there until it happens. But the thing is, because, you know, we're under no pressure. There is nothing going on here. Nothing's trying to throw axes at us. Nothing's trying to kill us. We're not on the clock. Nothing's behind us. We've cleared all that area. All we have to do is hit him with a headshot. It might take 10 knights, but the beauty of it is you only have to hit it once. So, as I said, start high. There we go. Bye-bye! Start high and bring it down low. Try and keep your arm out reasonably straight, obviously, and then incrementally lower it. This is where you can build up your consistency. And also, as we've said as well, this is the way you score big points. Now, there you go. Look at that. So that is not inconceivable range. That is arrow of God range. So let's just... we need this one to actually trigger as well, because it'll help us with the Anakin fight. And to make it trigger, we need to... Yeah, see, you say that, Melissa, but Beanie's the sort of cat that hits those in one shot, because he actually aims in this game. Hello, Momity. And no, you're quite right. You can just play the game. The way that I'm doing it is to try and do it as efficiently as possible and do it all in one run. So, no, you are right. You can just play the game. But part of the game is dying. There's achievements that you can get for dying. Those are some of the ones that I would recommend going after first. Ideally, if you wanted to start this game, and I could have made my 0% achievement easier by doing 5 deaths to begin with, so that I could unlock amulets, which would... Well, actually, no, I wouldn't be able to then use those amulets. Yeah, so it wouldn't make too much odds. But 5, if you are playing the game from new, you should literally go out there and just die 5 times, so that then amulets are then part of the world, because you've got 6 to collect over as little as a 72-hour period. Now, so why have we come back here? It's to make sure that that's actually working. So target practice is 100% damage bonus, so double, double and a half, triple. So we're now doing triple damage over distance as far as Arrow of God is concerned. And the more distance we have on the enemy, the more damage we do. I think that's right, isn't it? And yeah, 100% would be double. 150, 2.5. 200% should be triple. So make the most unbelievably long headshot. I've just shown you the distance to do that. A lot of times you will find that you'll get this just by playing the game. And as Melissa said, you find yourself getting this by accident. If you want to get it early, because it will help, and you want to force it, that's the best place to go. So, that in combination with the Harbinger, the top level of Harbinger achievement, means that we will be doing maximum damage with any arrow in the game. That's one caveat that we can actually get hold of by playing within a 0% run. So, let's go and test and make sure of all of this, and that it's... Oh, actually, did we do it in here? I think we did. Yeah. So I have spoken about the flooring. And about being sick on it to improve the patina. But it's like anything. I'd like to think that they would change it based on moaning, but I think most people like it, and most people are just grateful. I just don't think it fits, and it's making Purgatory not feel like home anymore. However, like all things within these sort of games, I'll get used to it. So this needs sorting out. This now, I mean, I don't know. I'd prefer this. I'd prefer if they'd taken this and made this cleaner, or maybe even dirtier with a bit more detail. I think that would match better, but hey-ho. What do I know? I'm not a game dev. Right. Smoke, drink, crack on. So, there are achievements for doing levels at speed as well. We will see about getting them through on the next run, because they're going to dovetail in with other achievements that we can get. But for now, we don't need to worry too much about them, because if I remember rightly, said achievements don't do a lot for us. But note how I'm now starting to get something damage-wise that looks similar to... That was still only 146. I suppose it was a body shot and quite close, so... But we should be starting to get damage numbers now that are a bit better. These are still quite short range. The proof will be in the pudding of Anakin when we start taking some shots on him, but we are going to have to be fairly careful with Anakin because we cannot afford to get hit. Yeah, it's just... I don't know. Purgatory's supposed to be about waiting, isn't it? You're here because you ain't got anywhere else to go. Or at least that's the mythos and the mythology behind it. As I understand it, as a, you know, a heathen. And, I don't know. Waiting rooms are always drab, aren't they? Waiting rooms are always rubbish. You know, this isn't Purgatory the Ritz edition, is it? Or Purgatory the Hilton edition. No. It's just Purgatory the IDU edition. Shouldn't look this nice. We don't deserve it. Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost should have that sort of patina to it. Now, we want to... Scoring at this point isn't as important as getting those headshots. Although the two do kind of dovetail. We've already got our achievement for killing lots of things quickly. Now we just need to make sure that we are getting those headshots. Normally, I would jump over there, lure them all to over there, and then jump back to this pillar and headshot them. Because it's all extra points for not having to do an awful lot of effort. However, I'm going to make my job nice and easy and get these headshots now. And if I hear a click for a Harbinger achievement, you better believe we're going to be going back. Damn it. We're going to be going back to get that unlocked because it'll all help against old Annie Bobs. But unfortunately not. So that means we have not achieved, or I don't think we have, 126, I think it was, 126 headshots. You'll also see as well that you stack up to 5 achievements as you are unlocking them. That's what those clicks are for anybody who doesn't know that joyous noise. And after you get 5, the latest one then like pushes the stack along, unless you rest, save and quit, or rest in Sanctuary, in which case that then gets rid of the stack that you can see in your hand as far as achievements are confirmed. I think it's 5. If I remember rightly, it's 5. So you should get a nice lot of achievements here as well. So achievements that we have worked towards and have now and should have once we've defeated Anakin. I shouldn't say it really, should I? I'm just going to jinx it. But if we can kill Anakin now without taking a hit, we'll probably get the lowest of... I have been yammering on a bit and not getting on with things, but we'll probably get the lowest of the achievements for time completed. Now, we can make sure that we get the top level of time completed achievements by just rooftop hopping. Those achievements aren't important for us right now because they don't unlock anything beneficial like orphans or anything that we could actually use. They do unlock additional loot spawns, I think it is, for those achievements within the level. Those are important, but not really right now, and it's not like I can, you know, reverse time. So killing Anakin now, providing we do it without taking any damage, will get us on a budget for Paradise, for Purgatory, and will also get us the perfect achievement. However, it will not, regardless of going back to saving and quitting or resting, we will not get our life bar increased by 1, which I think is the reward for doing that. So yeah, that's the thing. Now, we do want to be doing a little bit of farming here. Why? Because we need headshots. We need headshots, and we also need kills. The more kills we get on abominations, the more achievements we'll unlock from that as well. So what we will do, though, is let's make things a little easier. There's one. Now, it's about the headshots themselves and not the actual kill of the headshot. So, in theory, you could do lots and lots of pissy, weak little headshots. Each of these headshots, or even kills, if you are just going after kills, does count towards anything that involves headshots, kills, or what have you. The kills here even count towards points for a little while. Until they don't, basically. So that'll probably be Harbinger of Sorrow, yeah. And then we've got to be careful here because we haven't got ice at the moment. But these are all... And we've got to be careful of not taking that hit either. Don't know what that one was. Torrent of Blood. So that's our 100th kill. So that should tell you everything that you need to know. There is a limit. Basically, as a general rule, providing you have the Bone Collector achievement, which is, I think it's the Bone Collector one, which then means that you get gold from headshots. As long as you have that, like, see, for instance, we got 6 gold there. So we're not actually getting much in the ways of gold at the moment. If you have the achievement that gets you gold on the headshot, well, actually, no, it doesn't matter. If you are killing enemies and you are not receiving gold on headshots, then it's time to kill Anakin, as a general rule. Monks will always count for score. Knights, basically, monks and Anakin will always count for score if you are headshotting him. Yes, never lose that. Never lose that, Super Bright. I love those flips that they do. I think old Annie Bobs has got stuck. Oh, he's going to investigate my last known. Look at that. Didn't even intend on it now. You're going to come to me. I want you over here. Note how I backed myself into that corner and he's still heading for my last known location. This is part of a technique I like to call lining, or if you want to... I mean, I kind of found it out by accident, so I called it silver lining, because those are things. So, backing yourself into a corner, and then teleporting into another, and he should go to where I was, as opposed to coming straight at me. Very important technique when dealing with Anakin later on. I'd like to think that I've played my part in getting people to these really high cycles, because without being able to make Anakin go where you want him to go, it makes it very difficult to spawn the archers how you want them to spawn. So let's get on that note. Some more archers spawned. So yeah, quite a good example there. Note how I had Torrent of Blood, how you unlock the crossbow, is for 100 kills. what was it? Harbinger of Sorrow was for 126 headshots. So it's actual headshots, not necessarily headshots that result in a kill for that achievement. Now, as far as points are concerned, as Weebs has said, we can only farm this area for so long. But we're not here for points. We're here for kills. But we also don't want to take any risks here either. And the more headshots and kills that I can get, the more achievements I can milk. So, whilst we're trying to headshot these dudes, another thing to note, the way that Anakin works is he has an aura. Oh, that was for getting Anakin to, I think, half-life. Yeah, make it bleed. So, as you take Anakin's health down, he spawns waves of archers. The number of archers is always +1 to the wave. So if you've hit him down to, I think it works out about, it's a percentage of damage, not his first hit. Technically, in the early cycles, the first hit you give him with anything will be enough to spawn the first wave of archers. However, that is not the actual threshold, because later on in later cycles, he'll get a lot more health, and you actually have to do a certain damage threshold to him before. In one afterlife is in just in a before you die. Is replace the word afterlife with life. Basically, it's Super Bright or Soulfar trying to be clever with the words. That's all it is, Weebs. So, killing Anakin, or bringing Anakin's HP down to certain thresholds, is what spawns the archers. Spawning the first wave, there'll be 2 archers. Second wave, 3 archers. Fourth wave, 5 archers. Fifth wave, 6 archers. Up to a total of, I think it's 20 archers that he spawns. And they will spawn based on proximity to these archways. And the reason I explain all of this in the Anakin snow globing video, the snow globing tutorial, i.e. the best way to do him, Winter's Bite and Hand of God. But lots and lots of techniques and clever tactics and various bits and pieces from me and some of the greats in IDU. And one of the things that I covered whilst I was in that one, that's actually where I found the whole silver lining technique. That going into that archway, that's another part of it as well. Now, what I want to do next is I want to do the next threshold of damage to Anakin close to archways that haven't had any archers spawn in them yet. And the reason being is because I want to control where the spawns are so that I know where the enemies are that I want to take out. This should be alright, I think. So let's see if we can... Now remember, these headshots are counting. See that stagger? That stagger tells you when he has taken enough damage to spawn a wave of archers, in general terms. The reason why I say... Oh, we're on wave 5 here. The reason why I say in general terms is there are things that you can do as a player to mess that up. As in, if you do a lot of tick damage to Anakin, or a lot of body shot damage, he will not stagger, but he will still spawn his archers. That does become relevant the further you get into the game. So I know, without knowing, that that was wave 4 that we just done, because there was 5 archers total. So that means we have 1 more wave, and then all the archers are dead. Once all the archers are dead, we can kind of play with this guy. I mean, we kind of already are anyway. There isn't really a great place. I haven't done this as well as I could, and it's because I haven't got Winter's Bite, and I'm also yammering on. you want to systematically put yourself in places that are very close to alcoves so that archers specifically... Hello, Von. Oh, there's lots of clicks. You want to place yourself specifically next to archways to spawn the archers there. Once they have spawned there once, they cannot spawn there again. So, like, for instance, we've spawned most of the archers in these archways. I think that one, and that one are the only ones that we haven't. When I take Anakin down to his last lot of life before he stops spawning archers, this final wave, he'll spawn one there, one there, one there, and then probably one up there, and one over there. And the reason being is they are the archways that haven't had an archer spawn yet that are closest to me. So, and it's probably what we're going to have to do. So let's see how it works out for us. In fact, actually, let's... Oh, there we go. We've done it. That's not too bad, actually. That's not as bad as I thought it was. Old Annie Bobs is walking off down that way. There's one up there. He's going to be an issue. Let's get out of his line of sight quick. Hello, Buck. How are we doing? I can hear an arrow being fired. We can't afford any damage here either, so I don't want to play, hence why I'm slow timing the death out of this. So now that all of those archers are dealt with, all that will happen now is he will continually spawn abominations. There is only one alcove that you can jump into with the teleport arrow, and that's, well, I branded it as Atlas's alcove. He didn't find it, but he did refine it. There are others, actually, Weebs, but you can't, I don't think you can get into them with a teleport arrow. You have to either walk into them or, like, walk into them like this, and then I think you can get into that one. You either walk into it or you do the whole turning thing and you can like nestle your way in there, but it's not very reliable, and it's also, I mean, to be fair, all of these are glitches. I think it was, you used to be able to get into this one. Oh yeah, you can. Look, you can't teleport into it, but you can walk into it. Same with this one. But note how the enemies can still get to me because I've been able to walk in here. Because I've been able to walk in here, they can path to it. There is a path that their AI logic can follow. Because there is a path, they can come up to me and smack me. As far as that alcove is concerned, because I have to teleport up there, even though it's a pathetic distance off the ground, the enemies then cannot path to me. And what do abominations do when they can't path to you? Well, look right now. They could come here and hit me in the legs and it would probably bloody hurt, but they're not going to. They can't path to me and they're only a melee enemy, so they're just going to sit there and eat headshots for days. Knights would stop on the spot and start chucking axes at you because they cannot path to you. Let me try and keep the damage low on these headshots. So that's... I must have messed up the staggering at some point there. So that stagger was banked, but look at these guys. If I go up here now, it's the same effect as going onto those pillars. Those abominations will not move. Anakin, however, is not deterred. He'll get us. Don't believe he won't. He's got an aura, so he can hit us. So, I haven't found a... I mean, you could use those alcoves as a way to take cover, but it's not very good cover because it's covering you from the sides, and you don't need to worry about the sides in this game because everything teleports in front of you to kill you. Excuse me. Right. Anyone getting bored? I am. This is all good though. You know, what we're doing here is we're farming headshots. we are farming abomination kills, and this all leads towards more clicks. There's another 5 there, look. So that's the archer one. No, I'm probably over the farming limit, if I'm honest, weeps. But the farming limit only applies for points. It does not apply for achievements. So if you have an arrow, a special arrow in particular, that you are trying to unlock the upgraded version of, or if you are trying to get so many headshots in one afterlife. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is, mate, this is old hat to me. So, even I have to be careful, though, because, you know, one little slip-up, and I can lock myself out of a hell of a lot of achievements. I did it last time. I think I bought something in Paradise Lost, and Phenomenal, who frequents the channel, is one of my moderators, was like, Silver, you just fucked up. I was like, memory! My memory. So, and the reason being is because I bought something in Paradise Lost, I then cannot play the rest of the game. Basically, I've broken the rule. All right, do a quick battery change whilst we're got a little lull. There we go. Battery change on the fly during Anakin 1, where I'm trying not to get hit. What a bloody idiot. But it's fine. If you can't see as well, I am slow timing the hell out of this game whilst it is... Yeah, don't stand at the top of the... You can stand up there as long as you don't move, I've found. So, right, let's get a few more headshots, because this is all going towards, as I said, so this is going towards abomination kills. It's going towards headshots. It's not counting anything towards gold or points. For those of you thinking, right, I get it now. This is how those big boys, you know, get all of those points at the top of the leaderboard. They just sit here and farm abominations for days. No, that's not what they're doing. So, but as I said, if you have an arrow that you need kills for, say, what's a good one to do here? Pestilence, or even Wildfire or Winter's Bite. These are all good targets. What was that? Bloom Collector. So that'll be... I think that's I don't even know what that is. Can't remember. Never mind. Right. Let's get old Annie Bobs down, shall we? There you go. Bam! Right in the kisser. So, Purgatory on a budget. Check. Purgatory Mastery. Check. Vanquish the Nephilim. Nephilim. I do love that word. Who gets to say Nephilim? It's like flange. Don't get to say flange. Dorsal flange. Anyway, right, so Purgatory on a budget. That is complete what I just did without buying anything at the shop. Purgatory Mastery. Do what I just did, as in complete Purgatory, without taking any damage. Vanquish the Nephilim. That's just kill Anakin for the first time, I think that one is. And we've got some arrows. No, I haven't. The reason being, because this game is gorgeous already, and I do know that Quest Optimizer is a good thing. Do you know the one reason why I haven't used any of the optimization software? Because Quest Optimizer is not the first one. I remember Camille was a big fan of the optimization software. And it's not because I don't want to damage my Quest 3 or I don't want to overrun it or overclock it or anything along those lines. It's simply because when you turn it off, as I understand it, you have to put all the settings back in again. Ugh, I can't be bothered. I know it's lazy of me. Like, I know Camille gets round that by never turning his headset off. It just doesn't. That does not sit well with me. And, you know, you turn devices off when you're finished with them, don't you? Or at least I know I do. Maybe I'm the strange one. 10,000 damage. Nice. Cheers, Weebs. Good job you're here tonight, Weebs. Good job, mate. I mean, don't get me wrong, I haven't looked at Quest Optimizer. I was looking at the software that a very good player of IDU, one of the legends, and a very good crossbow player, Camille. He still has his channel. He doesn't play the game quite so much now. He's gone back to having a life, I think, is his problem. And I mean, to be fair, he's achieved. He's the only person that's been able to, I suppose, complete the game, in that when you get to cycle 50, which he was able to do with the crossbow on Mortal, the game kind of resets, and resets on points and goes a bit screwy. So, yeah. But yeah, Camille swears by Optimizer also, and yeah, I mean, the game's pretty smooth as is already. They have bumped this one up to 90 hertz. I don't really think I saw a little bit of a difference between the 72 hertz that we had and the 90 hertz, but I think that's more to do with the fact that lots of games have been 90 hertz and this hasn't ever changed. But this game's pretty slick and beautiful already anyway. But yeah, I'd have a look into that. If you have to put it on and you lose those settings and you have to reapply them by connecting it to a computer every time. That was what got me. I'd have to plug it into the computer, put all the settings in, and then play the game. I'm a simple console pleb, all right? I am a simple man. I just want to put the headset on my face, press the button, and play. This is why I don't do PC VR, because I'm very simple. I just want to play. I like being able to flick a button and do. Well, yeah, Mike broke it a little bit more than I did. Right, so, Paradise Lost. Now, thankfully, this one is going to be fairly sparse as well. This first run, we want to do what we were going to do again. I am making a point of getting the perfects for this. Ooh, can't now. Can't now. I'll go and have a look when we get to the reliquary, and we'll have a look at the achievements that I've got and how they are not taking effect. So one of the achievements that I've got is getting a perfect on Purgatory. Note how I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars of life. And the reason being is, basically, as a general rule, when you are doing, for those of you who want to do this or try and copy me or like attempt the challenge, and I wouldn't unless you've like 100%ed this and are looking for something to do. But it is very cool. This challenge, doing 0% from 0%, when you've been playing the game for a little while, I would recommend to anyone, just as a kind of, fuck me, this game used to be hard when I first started. Now it's easy, is what you should be saying. So if you start a new profile at the right time. Any achievement that would change the game state. So what do I mean by that? Add a bar on here. It would be adding something to the game, so that won't take effect. Adding additional quivers, they won't take effect. Adding additional arrows to the game, they won't take effect. But anything that is upgrading something or enhancing something, those will. So, distance shots, headshots, and various bits and pieces like that. Upgrades to the arrows that we already have, because remember, when you start a game from 0%, we have Barrage of Needles, lovely arrow, Winter's Bite, and Wildfire unlocked. We are going to be using Barrage of Needles in this run a little bit, but I'm going to have to be careful to make sure that I always have Winter's Bites for when I am doing Anakin, because we need to get the damage up on that if we want to have any chance of being able to kill Anakin at the much later cycles. I think I'll die before then, if I'm honest, but stranger things have happened. So again, we cannot take damage here. And so we cannot take damage here. We cannot buy anything here. And if I can go through this fast, I'll save myself a bit of work. But going through Paradise Lost fast and not taking damage have never been two statements that have ever gone together. So we want to take things slow and by the numbers. Now, the jumps I'm making to these points, good job I urge you, the jumps that I'm making up to these points are not ideal, because at higher percentages you could be putting yourself right in the danger zone, i.e. with things around you. Like those guys are looking at me there. I'm getting down because this is still a bit risky, even though there's barely any. Now, why is making your jumps at the right time important? Well, I've done a tutorial on Paradise Lost, and the optimal way, in my ever humble, Von is here, isn't she? She'll bring pie. In my ever humble opinion, is the way to do Paradise Lost is to clear a floor, clear the outside of that floor from what you can see, and then move up a level. What I'm doing here is, because there's barely any enemies, I'm kind of taking advantage of that fact and getting up high, because it just makes dealing with the level, I find, different and potentially a little bit quicker. But you still have to be careful, because remember, we can't afford to take a shot here. We've got to keep going at not getting hit for quite some time. Quite a lot of levels, in fact. The pressure is not off us here until I have done every level without taking a hit. That was rubbish. Where is... Thank you. I cannot... Oh, they're over there. Oh, I hate Paradise Lost. Oh, I thought he was gonna... I'm sorry to hear that. At least it's not me putting you to sleep, Melissa. Shortcake. I'll take some shortcake instead of pie. So, yeah. Yeah, nice one, Melissa. Thank you for joining us in your fatigued state. Most appreciated. As I said, I'll try and keep as much of this one after I've edited it down, so that anyone who's after certain achievements, because one of the things that I am planning on doing here is, as I've said, exploiting as much as I can to make sure I can get all of these achievements in reasonably quick time. Oh, come on! With accuracy like that, jeez, sir. The one thing that I will say about Paradise Lost is work up to putting headshots on Cupids, but it should not be, excuse me, it should not be part of your game for quite some time. Cheers, Melissa. It should not be part of your game for quite some time, because headshots on Cupids are bloody difficult. And it's not just because it's a small target, it's also because of the fact that they can quite easily damage you. They fire this barrage of arrows that can take even the most wily of veterans, because they're actually one of the slowest moving projectiles in the game, can take one of the most wily veterans of this game completely by surprise, because of the sheer number and the audacity a lot of the time of Cupids. Trying to get those headshots on Cupids is what a lot of the time, myself included, gets you taking damage from them. The time to headshot a Cupid is when it is really close and when it is not winding up to try and hit you. When it is winding up to try and hit you, shooting it in the head will usually hit it in the bow. And that's... oh, bugger. And that's... I want headshots here. And that's part of the reason why it can be a very difficult shot. The thing is, as well, when you first start the game, you don't need to be headshotting Cupids. They'll die with a headshot or a body shot. So, the advice that is usually given to new players is, do try and aim for the head. As Beanie always says, aim small, miss small. And you know, you can adjust from there. But with Cupids, consider the whole target small and just hit it wherever you can. And if you get a headshot, happy days. Don't try for them to begin with. Yeah, that's part and parcel, usually, of not taking them out quickly enough. Or, in potentially your case, not seeing them soon enough and the arrows are already en route. I've had that plenty of times where you've killed a Cupid only really far away, only to get hit by his arrows that you didn't see coming. Like that one. Bastard. Bastard. Right. Oh, another one wants some. The other thing to note with... I look fine if I get hit by a Cupid now, and I. The other thing to note with Paradise Lost as well is be indoors. Being indoors cuts down the angles that you can shoot from. There's actually quite a lot of cover on Paradise Lost. It's because of the verticality and big areas that it can seem quite difficult. But note how, you know, whilst I'm under these arches and under these pillars, the only places that Cupids would be able to teleport in at me is in that middle bit or quite close. And they will. Don't believe they won't. Now, another technique that I'm doing here, kinda, is visually alerting enemies that are upstairs. This is one way that... This is basically a way to play the game, is that you can either visually or via shot alert enemies that can teleport to bring them down to you. And you can do this in such a manner that you can really pick apart these levels and do enemies one at a time. If someone reminds me when we get to probably Purgatory, I might be able to do it here. I'll show you another technique that's really good for getting headshots and taking the pressure out of knights throwing axes at you. That is true, but to be fair, Banshees are the worst offenders for that. Right, that's this little bit cleared. There's a little bit above. The other thing to note with Paradise Lost as well, for those of you who are not aware, the quiver select button puts the game into slow time. Now, I know there are purists out there that don't like to play the game with slow time, but if you had a superpower, right, that had no drawbacks for being used, why would you not use it all the fucking time? Okay? Do you think every now and again Neo from the Matrix was like, you know what, I can probably kill all of these guys really easily. But do I use bullet time? Well, I don't need to, so no, I'll save it. I'll save the bullet time for later. He can do as much bloody bullet time as he wants to. So can you make use of it. You should be playing the game that way. And you are quite right, Ken. There's a lot of people that I've seen over my time. You play with slow time. That's a bit cheaty, isn't it? It's like, no, it's not. In the beginning of the game, I could agree with you that, like, you know, you don't need to be using slow time in the first starting cycles. If you can find me someone that can get the sort of, like, cycle 12 plus without using slow time, well, colour me impressed. Even the mighty LG can't do that in purist mode. And purist mode is actually probably easier than not playing the game with no slow time at all because of some of the benefits you get from getting hit and such. But also, like, I suppose with purist you also don't get any special arrows either, which, I don't know, why take the... So purist, for those of you who are not aware, is a mode that was asked for by, let's say, a select few that no longer play the game. And I'll tell you the reason why said select few got their mode and no longer play the game. Because said select few thought that people like me and Beanie and LG and lots and lots of these, and Mr. Fish and like Mr. Holland and all sorts of players thought that, you know, people can't achieve big scores without the crutch of slow time. Fact is, you use the weapons and the tools at your disposal, and if you haven't got them, we'll still do well. So, there's that. Right, I think we've cleared this out. Now, I said, I'm not too worried about the... There are some kind of like time trial achievements for these levels. I'm not too worried about getting them right now. I'll get those on cycle 2, and the way I'll do them is I'll just rooftop hop throughout the entire level and go straight from... So these are like, if you haven't got the I think they're called the trials achievements. Let's go and have a look, shall we? Still can't buy anything. Filled with regret. Because once I can start buying arrows, I can start working towards getting like Winter's Bite upgraded and such. It is hard. It is very hard learning slow time net. You're not wrong. The best place to learn slow time is Siege of Heaven, because you have no pressure on, and that's where you can get the rhythm. That's when you can get the technique. When you get to your best at slow time, fire, slow time, fire, slow time, fire, slow time. If you have a long draw, as Weebles was suggesting earlier, and basically whilst you are holding the arrow in draw or have the arrow on string, you cannot slow time. This is, again, part of the reason why I slow time between every shot and make my shot fast. Like, look at where those arrows are at the moment. Whereas if I do the full draw and then let go, full draw, I'm still slow timing when I'm not drawing, but look how many more arrows I can get in the air by doing this as opposed to this. So it's about learning to... You don't have to... Well, I suppose you do have to fire quickly. It's about pull and release quickly. You don't have to aim fast, because you can have the bow exactly where you want to. Hell, you can line the bow up whilst you are in slow time and then fire your shot. And then... that is literally... That means... See, the thing is, Net, that's a good thing. That means you are trying to slow time faster than you can keep up with. That's just practice, my man. That's just time. That is just... It's just repetition at that point. So, right, let's see what we got here. Because I wanted to point out a couple. Pwn Collector. Oh, I was wrong about that one. When you're dealing 10,000 damage. Oh, the next arrow... Oh, right, okay, so this is when you take damage, you deal X percentage of damage. I use this slightly to affect within the previous tournaments, because being able to do huge amount of damage with your next arrow after getting hit with a ghost in the pit runner, after being able to do huge amounts of damage with a standard arrow after getting hit by a ghost to an incubi with a headshot, was really good for taking them down quick, because it was about being fast there and nothing else. Which one was I thinking of? Right, so you'll see we should now be getting 10 gold coins every time we land a headshot, regardless of kill or not. Where were the Torrent of Blood there? Unlocks a crossbow in Sanctuary. It's right there. Just so you know, I cannot take the crossbow in with me. If I try to take the crossbow, because you can change, if I try to take the crossbow into an existing bow run, it will switch you back to the bow. So, nice try anyone who was thinking of doing that. Don't think I didn't think about doing that, because there's... I think our own Jules was saying... Bargain Bin is on here. He was saying about, like, could I not, like, you know, play the game with the crossbow up until a certain point and then switch across to the bow? And I think other people have said it before as well. And it's like, well, no, it would mess up the leaderboards, wouldn't it? You know, we wouldn't know who's the best on the bow or who's the best on the crossbow. And you don't want to switch on the fly. I mean, you know, pick a poison. Come on. But it's worthwhile knowing that you can't do that. So, Purgatory on a budget. That will mean now Orphans will, I believe, I think I'm right in saying that Orphans, now that we have completed Purgatory without ever spending gold, will appear within the game. That is then connected to other achievements, i.e. killing so many Orphans in a run and killing so many Orphans overall. They are very important achievements, but they will not take effect. You gain 1 health permanently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 7. So as you can see, the game, whilst we are in Sanctuary, has updated. As you can see, we have upgraded we've done whatever it was that got me, try and find it, an extra, I think it's the storm, there you go. Hello. Yeah, no worries, Chris. Hey, mate, there's loads to come. Oh, there's loads. So many. So, slot 71 monks unlocks an arrow slot on the bow. Yes, we've unlocked it. Yes, it is unlocked within the sanctuary state, but it is not unlocked within the game, which is unfortunate. Again, it's a state change thing. But things like... Where was it? Things like... I did see it. I've gone past it now. Your presence has alerted the Knights Templar, so I think we will start seeing Red Knights now. I think we will start seeing Red Monks. Don't quote me on that one, though. Where was it? I can't remember. There's one here that basically increases... Oh, no, that's the orphan one. Okay, anyway, right, let's get back to it, because we've got loads of work to do. Loads of work to do. But yeah, the other thing as well to know is on the slow time side of things, the best place to get good at and with slow time and practice slow time is not just Siege of Heaven. Siege of Heaven is where I learnt to do it. I perfected it in game, and I perfected it in the first few cycles. Because why give yourself a hard time whilst you're trying to learn a new skill? When you get it to a certain level, then you start pushing yourself and learning to rely on it. I don't need slow time to play this game, but why make the game harder for myself when I'm playing within the confines of what it's asking me to do? So, you know, that's what Purist is for. There are specific challenges that allow us to test ourselves without these facilities, and they now exist within the game. As you can probably appreciate, previously they didn't. Ooh, better get out of the way of those arrows. They definitely got them off. Yeah, there you go, look. Oi! Barrage of Needles. Now, we will try... Ooh! Ooh! Huh? Eh? What? Hacks? I just took that and equipped, and there's another one. So, one of the things that I have found out is... Because I remember practicing this previously, and this should actually really help us in those later cycles, and I'll explain it in a minute when I'm safe. But basically, Barrage of Needles, you know, for those of you who have been playing the game for a very long time and are wily vets, and my, I suppose, come to infamy, my step into infamy within this game was from a tournament where I used... It wasn't just Barrage of Needles, but where I found out that Barrage of Needles was actually counting for multiple scoring headshots. Now, I do usually bring this up in most games, but it's actually relevant for what we're doing here. Barrage of Needles... Where was that? There you are, I urge you. And you can have some too. Barrage of Needles, although it no longer counts... for scoring purposes towards headshots, it does count towards headshots as far as achievements are concerned. So you know that Harbinger achievement that we're working to at the moment, which is get 666 headshots within an afterlife, within a single run. When we start getting to the point where enemies are getting a lot more health, if we use Barrage of Needles, get right close up in their face and give them a faceful, it will count as multiple headshots. Each one of those little flechettes will count as an additional headshot. So, Barrage of Needles, if you are working towards your 666 headshots achievement, and because that was, believe it or not, when I first started, and we didn't have as many achievements available back then, when I first started, the 666 headshots is probably the achievement that I found the hardest. I slaved away at what felt like days on that achievement trying to get it and always coming up short. It's not an easy achievement. However, it does have the advantage of you only have to get it once and then you never have to worry about it again. ironically, by the time you get to the point where you've got it and never need to get it again, you'll be getting it all the time by accident on every single bloody run. So, anyway, so I will try and show that off. But we need two things: barrage of needles at close range and enemies with a huge health pool. I can think of one right now, but it's not an easy shot. The incubi in pits. And that is risky in itself. But if we're doing it on a cycle that we've already done without losing any life, then it's not too bad. Right, let's start using our winter spike, our wildfires again. Yeah, tell me about it. All right, somebody putting some scores in on. Hey, look, I know what you're on about now. I'm gonna be playing on the Pico. I don't know, what should I do? I'll spend 5 minutes, weebs, sweeping the leaderboards at the end of the season. How's that sound to you? What dick? Because I can. No, the thing is, weebs, I would, but how are people on Pico gonna know who to watch to get educated on the game if I'm not all over the leaderboards? That's one. So it's kind of free advertisement for me and what what was predominantly the start of this channel and the original game that I played. How are they going to know? And also, it's fucking easy legend points. I will tell you now that you will see. Cheers, one. You will see more new. What's the best way to put it? It is a lot easier for me to earn huge and consistent amounts of legend points. Where's that? Slow time, listening, head on a swivel. Welcome to Paradise Lost. So it is a lot easier for me to get huge amounts of legend points. I've almost caught up in 3 seasons now, or maybe 2 seasons in legend points with the amount of legend points that I've got from 6 on Pico, and that's because I'm able to get firsts on nearly everything reasonably easy. I mean, there is also the argument as well that back in the day when I was playing, we didn't get as many legend points for firsts and seconds and so on, and also we didn't have all of those different categories. Oh, #1 in the world on the Pico, eh? Well, look at you. Well, you can have it for now, but I'm going to be coming to take it off of you at some point. Not today, maybe not even tomorrow, but soon. Quotes goes something like that, doesn't it? Here's looking at you, kid. Well, that doesn't really work with Weeble. He's older than I am! Alright. Settle down now, settle down. Get those kills in. I'll probably just put 2 quotes from 2 old movies that I've never really watched myself. I think one of them's Casablanca. Or paraphrased. So, again, we're using wildfire here because all of these count as wildfire kills. Although we don't need the upgraded version of wildfire, we do want the achievement. Oh, you better believe it, weeps, but not yet. Not yet. I'll come at you in your sleep. As far as... Sorry, I didn't catch the name. I'll have a look in a second. I'm just in the middle of making sure I don't take a hit here. I think it was Muck something. Hang on, I'll have a look. Let me get safe a second. I heard it, but I was concentrating. Mackie. Hello, Mackie. Welcome to the stream. Yes, 100% In Death Unchained is well worth getting hold of. I believe at the moment it might still be on sale, but even if it's not, you will know somebody that has it, I would imagine. It's one of the greatest games on standalone. And now, Weeble, we've talked about this, haven't we? You're getting people on your referral codes is for your own personal gain. Me getting referral codes is so that I can give games out to everybody. You're one of them. So go and shill your bloody referral code somewhere else, weebs. The one thing that I would say is referral codes will get you 25% off, but you will quite easily get a lot more off of the game than that. Just wait. This game isn't going anywhere. This game isn't going anywhere, and this game has been out for a very long time, and they are quite competitive. Like, part of it, like, I've got lots and lots of referrals done. I've got lots and lots done to keep me in credit for quite some time. Now, as I was mocking Mr. Weeble, what I do with my referral credit is I use that obviously to buy games, which I then play for you guys, so you can get an idea of whether it's good or not, and so can I. But more than that, because a lot of the time I get my game keys free from developers when they want me to try new games, or at least I'm starting to now. And that then means I've basically got I've probably got £460 worth of store credit a year now for at least the next 2 years, probably 3. By the time... This is why, if you get into a flow on IDU, it can catch you out bad. Getting into flow state on most VR games is a good thing and helps your scoring. On IDU, it is a good thing until it gets you. So, I've got enough referrals to have like £460 worth of credit, because that's the maximum that you can redeem it in a year. I've literally just done it now, picked up a couple of bits and pieces, like some walkabout mini golf tracks for myself and a couple of Beat Saber tracks for myself as well, because it's all part of the whole... Well, my kids just got my old Quest 2, good old daddy and his handoffs, and we might as well take those with us as well, a recycling arrow. So I got myself some walkabout tracks, and the reason being is because A, they were on massive discount, and B, it allows me to play games with them because I can host it for them, and they can play all the new courses. So, a little bit selfish, but for a good cause. The vast majority of my credit, I found a way... No, Weebs, because you could... Technically, you're against terms of service and condition there by doing that. And hell, I don't mind supporting artists if the tracks are good and if the maps are good. I don't mind paying for these things. Yes, you can mod it and you can get all of these bits and pieces, but, you know, you've got to draw a line with piracy somewhere, haven't you? You know, you can already go online and pretty much watch whatever film I want to. So, yeah, I might be up for some of that. Yeah, but that's... I don't know. Do you want to risk it, though? What's to stop Meta turning around and going, yeah, your Oculus account, your Meta account has been banned now, so you'll have to start a new one. And then, you know, how many hundreds of pounds worth of games have you bought? I wouldn't risk an account like that. But if you are... So with Beat Saber, if you mod it so that you can have tracks of music that is not within the game, then you haven't paid and you are listening to that music, are you not? And I believe that is the very essence of piracy. Now, I know you can go and listen to any tracks. Where I used to draw the line was if the music is not in the game and I couldn't buy it, well, then I've got no problems, you know, modding to get the track onto my headset. But if the music is in the game, a long time. If the music's in the game, then I would, and I wanted those specific tracks, like I like listen to Imagine Dragons, and it says Queen on there as well. I think I bought that one. Imagine Dragons one. Skrillex, there's some Skrillex tracks on there. I like that. My tastes in music are wild and varied, from Slipknot to Wu-Tang, back to Imagine Dragons, and lots and lots and lots of old bands that you'll have never heard of. So, or maybe not. Oh yeah, Imagine Dragons to Queen. So, and Skrillex in there as well. But all sorts. I like all sorts. Let's get... But yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, you know, probably being paranoid. It's never going to happen, is it? And you'd be right, but... I don't know. I'm quite happy with the tracks that I've got. The one thing that I will say that used to really annoy me, and I suppose still does, on Beat Saber... And Ken's just put it into terms that I was just about to talk about, is like having to mod it every single bloody time they do an update is just another one of those pains in the arse that I don't want to subscribe to. So see these headshots that I'm getting with barrage and needles? They all count. 2, 3. Let's see if we can get some more. This should allow us to get our Harbinger achievement sooner. I should wait for him to get close again, because those are decent amounts of headshots, and he's exactly the enemy that we want. Well, yeah. I don't want to find a day when my meta account is banned, because I've got hundreds of pounds on there. But, you know, if you were looking for a real reason, Ken's probably more on it than anything else. I just can't be bothered having to update it every time. Re-downloading all the tracks, having to mess around and do all of that over and over and over again. I ain't got time for it. Hell, you're talking to the guy that plays standalone games, not PC VR. I've literally got a PC over there that is more than capable of running anything that I'd want to, and I still don't, because I just can't be bothered. Can't be bothered. Right, there you go. Paradise Lost, done. Let's go back into Sanctuary. I'll have a little break. Well, we'll just talk whilst I'm drinking and smirking. And we'll go from there. It shouldn't, but I don't know. Beat Saber's a bit of a special one, I suppose, because you have done previously. Every time they update, the hacks that allow you to get tracks in there have to be changed, sorted out, and manipulated. I mean, the thing is, you could just not update Beat Saber. That's one way around it, but I don't know. I like to keep on top of these things. Anyway, so what do we just get then? So you'll see we are now up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks of life. However, we'll still only have 6 when we get back out there. We have been successful so far in that we haven't taken any more hits. And we have... It's always Vodka time. This channel, anyway. Ask Cynthia. So, as far as on a budget is concerned, that's done now. We still have to stay away from buying anything from the shops for Abyss and Desolation. So, what else did we get done? So we've got... So, again, little things like Holy Light is now unlocked. What else is unlocked? Titan is now unlocked, but that would change... Well, it would change game state to get Titan into the world, so that won't happen. Azure's Fury is now unlocked. Cataclysms are unlocked. And I'm showing you all of this just so that you know that these are arrows that technically we've unlocked. Tempest, because we just... Oh no, that's Eternal Rapture. Tempest is unlocked because its upgrade would not show up if it wasn't available in the game. I think you get Tempest for beating Anakin. So Tempest is in the game, but it will not show up because we haven't died within the run. So the point is here, some of the reason why I'm telling you this is if you are doing a run and you've unlocked a nice bunch of achievements and you're wondering why the game isn't becoming easier, or you're maybe then looking for that arrow to then start using it or something along those lines, just remember that if it's something that you unlock, a lot of things that you unlock within a run will not actually be available until your next run, until you have actually died hide and start a new run. So that's why I'm going over it and re-emphasizing it, because I've had that. It was very frustrating to find that out as well. I was like, oh, I've just unlocked, I don't know, Cataclysm. And I need to get lots of kills with that to upgrade it, because, you know, it's going to be a great arrow against Anakim, only to find 3 or 4 more cycles in, and you haven't even found it yet because it isn't actually in the world. So, like, for instance, you know, you could have done the 1701 ghosts to unlock Hand of God and have never seen or played with Hand of God, the arrow, before. And then you do that last pit, and then you'd be at the level where you'd be capable of playing through several cycles, and you would never see it because it's not actually in the world. Pit, look at that. Now that's special. Pits are unlocked in Purgatory for us at the moment, I believe, and then they automatically are unlocked in Abyss. So we'll actually be paying a visit to an Abyss pit before any other. And regardless of what that pit is, we need to do multiple things. We need to not get hit, and we need to do it fast. The reason being is the enemies in those pits at later cycles will start taking more damage, which makes doing those pits fast more difficult, especially when we haven't got, you know, the firepower of all these great arrows. So to be able to get those, we need to go fast. That is where we will take damage. Me going fast and probably accidentally jumping into lava. Now, here's an interesting thing. You should not really be visiting, or at least the devs, as far as Super Bright are concerned, should not be visiting the Grand Abyss until you've actually unlocked Black Knights, because Black Knights are actually an enemy that spawns within the Abyss. If you have not unlocked Black Knights, well then, you know, surely it would just be White Knights or Red Knights that would be in their place. But no, as you can see, that is not the case. Skeleton Warriors take the place of Black Knights, because normally in this configuration that would always be a Black Knight sat there, and there's usually a Red Knight with him. So I don't think Red Knights are in the game yet either, even though, where's he gone? There he is, I heard you. Even though. So just be, if you are doing this challenge, just be aware that there are things that you will see in the late game that, because they are not unlocked, don't exactly have the right placeholders, if you ask me. They've got some weird ones. Like, normally a Black Knight spawns there, and instead there's nothing. The other thing to note as well, and this actually makes Abyss harder, most of the archers that we're going to be coming across in the Abyss are actually going to be Abyss archers, and they don't feature very heavily. I don't think Abyss archers feature at all unless in the pits. Abyss archer there. You can tell by the fact that when he gets hit, he teleports away. So be aware of that when you get to these sort of stages at this sort of progress. And what's messing us up here is we are far progress but low achievements. It can make some areas easier to deal with. It can make some areas a lot harder to deal with. Like, for instance, some of the Black Knights within this game are actually replaced with summoners as well, which we'll get to see a little bit later on. Right, let's just clear this out nice and safely, because I don't want any cheeky hits on me from these boys. This is actually... there's usually 3 of those there. So there's going to be things as well that are going to be a bit new to me, because these things seem to change each time I do this. Like, for instance, I can't remember if the pit was visitable on your first visit to the Abyss, because normally to unlock a pit within a level you have to do something. But I'd wager then that means that the... Ooh, what a headshot. Ooh, what a headshot. I would wager that the unlock conditions for the pits in Purgatory also unlock the pits in the Abyss. So let's take this nice and slow. I don't want to fire. He's seen me and he's coming towards me. If I hit him, we won't alert anything past. I don't want to take that chance. So I'm going to retreat to somewhere where I don't have any chance of missing. Well, I do have a chance, but I could miss that arrow and it would hit the wall and not alert anybody down there. Whereas if I shot at that guy and missed, it would alert everything in that room. And there's a lot of enemies in that room. So you want to avoid that. So yeah, again, note how these are Abyss monks. And you don't actually see a lot of Abyss monks in the Abyss. I think they mainly, like, in some configurations, you get a couple there. There are one or two about the place, but not the place. No, I didn't bonk a Cupid. I'll have to remember to do that one. That's usually one of the ones, but thank you anyway, Alphon. That's usually one of the ones that I will do as an afterthought when I am checking. And the reason being is because, as you can probably appreciate, whilst trying to bonk a Cupid, you could quite easily get hit if you are trying to get one that is out of reach, or trying to get one that teleports on you. The best place to bonk a Cupid is in the bedroom? No, in the Paradise Lost. I might be able to get it here, actually. Let's see. Oof, risky. Let's try it, though. There we go, just for you, Athon. But, like, look at the risk that that puts on us, where I've had to position myself. Not that it's a problem, and it was a good suggestion, mate. Well done. But I would always do that kind of achievement after we have done the tough bit, and the tough bit here is not taking any damage. And I don't want to ruin how far we've got without taking damage. So yeah, fuck's sake, Athom. Well done, Athom. Yeah, it is, but then that's the thing, is like, you know, getting it in PL could be risky. So we want to not avoid it, but it's done now, so we don't need to talk about it anymore. It's all done. It's all done. And so, as Athom's rightly said as well, it is an achievement, though. It does need to be done, and it is called Bonk. And it's got a picture of a lovely lady. I don't know what that kid is doing toward that lady. I'd rather not ask. Probably get demonetized for showing a picture like that these days. Jesus. So, but the point is, Bonk unlocks a very, very rubbish arrow called Divine Sight. And it sounds amazing, but it is probably one of the worst arrows in the game. The multi-shot variants of Divine Sight are better, because they have a decent amount of ammunition. What Divine Sight is supposed to do is supposed to home in on targets. What Divine Sight usually does is tries to home in on targets, misses them, and plants itself in the closest wall. Although, having said that, I can't speak too badly of Divine Sight in general, because Divine Sight has won me tournaments in the past. But as I said, or allowed me to place highly in tournaments in the past. But as I said, the multi-shot variants, forgot about that one. So yeah, always remember about these little buggers in these open verticalities within the buildings. They'll get you. Don't think they won't get you. Where's the other one? I heard his string bow go. So this is another thing that I find particularly useful when dealing with Cupids, is basically if you know that they're around and you hear the bowstring go, move. Go somewhere, be somewhere else. Because if you hear that bowstring, and again, note how I'm out here, but I am spamming slow time to make sure the game is in slow time whilst I'm playing it. Well, yeah. Yeah. There is that. It's been a while. It's been a while, Weebs. It's been a while. So, I'm also trying to make a point of avoiding lava as well, because that could be a pain in the arse that we could do without. I could quite easily, I think we all have, quite easily stray into lava. That'll take a point of damage. That's, you know, achievements for not taking damage done. Oh, look, ghosts! Hello, ghosts. Oh, did I not kill any of those? There is an achievement for getting kills. He's missed, I think. Yeah, he has. There is an achievement for... What are you going over there for, you witch? There is an achievement for getting kills with the explosions from... Yeah, let's get back here a little bit. Let's get right back here, because that Banshee is going to cause us problems from over there with her fireballs. There is an achievement for getting kills with the explosiveness of those skulls. We'll be able to maybe get the first level of that just by making one skull kill additional skulls. That one, I don't think it's that one that's the important one, though. It's actually killing those, not killing other things with their explosions. That's an important one. And it's important because it allows us an easier time on Asmodeus, who is the end boss of this level, because once we've got this one unlocked, we don't need to touch it again. Actually, hang on. Now, let's be efficient. Come on now, be efficient. I believe it is 266 kills with Wildfire to get the achievement for it. And we've done a couple of quivers worth already, so we're probably quite deep into that achievement. It doesn't need to be headshots, although that was an amazing shot, if I do say so myself. That was like aimbot. Do you know, the funny thing is, Von, if I could grab your profile for 5 minutes and get you past him, that would give you Wrath of God. And then Wrath of God would allow you to beat him easily. And that's probably one of the most annoying things about Asmodeus is the key to beating him easily is given to you once you've been able to beat him the first time. Which, I can see the logic, kinda. Wrath of God is a very powerful arrow in the beginning, but it does lose its power quite quickly. The power creep in this game is real. Ah, there we go. So, that'll be probably about 80-odd kills, I reckon, with Wildfire so far. So we'll keep on pushing that, because we only need to get 266, and then we can stop killing. Oh, fuck me! That scared the life out of me. I didn't even hear him. So again, this is why I could have shield bashed him. But the exploding skulls are very, very dangerous when you first play the game, because they have little to no... Damn. They have little... That was very close. I'm surprised I didn't take a point damage there, actually. So, I have obviously I have the reactions of a mongoose. Anyway, or maybe a mong. So, those actually get a lot easier the further you progress in the game. You remember I was saying about the more of those you kill, the longer you extend their delay? Well, that's one of the things that you can do. The other thing, if he was right on top of me as well, I could have shield bashed him. You can shield bash skulls and send them flying. I would not recommend doing that until you have the fuse delay achievement for them completely unlocked. And the reason being... Ooh, here's a summoner out of place. Get to show this off now. The reason being is because hitting them with the shield resets their fuse, and you just give them a little nudge and it sends them flying. I've got a video about how to do it. And it's really good. But don't do it until you've got the fuse delay achievement done. Now, This is actually a very unique scenario that we're going to find ourselves in. In fact, I should do it first. But we've got to be very careful here because I don't know exactly where this dude is. But basically what's happened here is because... Note how there is a witch, a banshee in here. So she'll be place holding for something else. And then there's a summoner there. And skeleton warriors in here as well. And so this is what I'm getting at here is there's a lot of things when you get to the... I want to try and get face shots on him if I can. Let's lure him out. I'm trying to be uber cautious here. I do not want to get the cheeky hit. Let's get you out of the way. You out of the way. You're dead. You're dead. Can I get a barrage of needles shot on you? Don't teleport. Come on, my dude. They're all headshots. This, as I said, this used to be scoring, but this is now counting towards one of our achievements. Ooh, 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 perfect. Right, if I can hit him right there. Damn, I've only got one. Note how where his back is when you hit him in the head is the way that you will face him. So we got a good, probably what, 20 extra headshots out of that guy. Just saves us a little bit of work later on. And it also takes quite a dangerous adversary out of the way. Alright, we've got to go back to that pit. Now, I'm going to basically use my wildfires on these guys. And the reason being is because the pit, as in its rewards, is likely to give me some, and it doesn't matter if they're headshots or not, I'm more concentrating on the wildfires than anything else. But that summoner will basically, just like Anakin, will keep on spawning abominations, and they'll have those little stars on their head. If they have those little stars on that head, that means that regardless of how many you kill, how often you kill them, excuse me, whether it's a headshot, whether it's not, these do not count for points, and they won't give you gold. However, they do count for kills. Normally, if you were at this point and you were needing achievements, and you were playing the game legitimately, you would not see summoners here, you would see something else. But because we're not letting the game's not allowing the unlocks within the game to actually unlock, because of the reasons that I said earlier, it's why we have weird placeholder enemies. So I'm just going to use the rest of these wildfire arrows on just these random enemies, and then we're another 45 deep into the achievement, so we'll only then need a few more. And if I get headshots on these dudes as well, again, that's all counting towards my headshot achievements. If I get kills with any arrow, it's counting towards the achievements if they associate kills with them. These also count as kills on abominations, but as I said, the one thing that they don't count as is points or towards scoring. The reason why I'm making a point of doing this before I go into the pit is there's a possibility that I'll get given some more wildfires to, because remember, Quiver is an unlock that we've already unlocked within the game. It will not show within the game. Quiver is the power-up or the item that you can get that you can put onto any existing arrow that you have, and it replenishes its arrows. We will never see Quiver in this run, even though we've unlocked it, because it's a game state change, and so we'll never see it. Summoners sometimes do this, where they kind of bug out and stop spawning. I don't think this one's done it yet, though. So there we go. There's some more of those done, and I've now run out the Quiver. Let's do a couple of these. The thing is, getting 666 kills with Barrage of Needles is... yeah, that's a lot of kills with a short-ranged arrow. Yes, you can get multiple kills off of... okay, so that's Yeah, that's the other one then. That's the important one. That's the important one to get. And the best way to get that, if you are looking for a way to get those achievements, and you should, before you take on Asmodeus, because it will just give you an easier time on the skulls. The easy way to get that is, once you've unlocked the ability to go to the Abyss, and just literally rooftop hop through and kill each group of skulls. Because killing one skull, the explosion will detonate the other two, and you're then working towards all the achievements within that little thing. You can spend a long time luring a skull to a bunch of these spawned enemies and taking them out that way. However, it's a bit of a waste of time, and it's actually really difficult to do as well. It's much easier to just do what I said there and start at Abyss, rooftop hop through, kill the one skull, because the skulls are always in quite tight-knit groups, and they're also low HP as well. It's part of the problem that the achievement has is the health of the damage that they do is very low, and it's actually quite difficult to kill a lot of enemies with their explosion. It's difficult to kill cupids with the explosion, and it's also quite a short-ranged explosion. Oh, 2 for 1. Right, that's all of our arrows used. The reason why I've done that, as I said, and I'll say again, because it's quite important, I think, I am not risking hitting that lava. So I'm going to go all the way over the top, just in case. The reason why I've done that is I've run out all of my arrows, because we're not going to say quivers. The likelihood is the reward here will be something and dirty, if I can be. Don't know if I can be, though. We'll see. So I am going to make use of slow time, because that should technically be within the conditions. Remember, so there is an achievement here that I am going for right now, which is complete the level, complete this pit, the Pit of Agony, and I think it's 90 seconds. Now, 90 seconds without special arrows is asking quite a lot, but using slow time, we should be able to achieve it. Now, the other thing to note as well is the level counts as complete when we kill the incubus at the end there. To activate the incubus, we need to kill enough enemies. So he's up and running now. You really need him to teleport in at us, if I'm honest. If I can kill him, hopefully he'll teleport whilst I'm shooting him. And there we go. So that should be Pit of Agony trial. Now all we need to do, so that is complete the Pit of Agony in, I think, someone will have to have a look, I think it's 90 seconds. Now, clearing the entire Pit of Agony in 90 seconds, you would have to do with special arrows, but killing enough enemies to activate the incubi at the end and killing the incubi to open the portal counts as complete. And as you saw me do there, that was not 90 seconds, but because I was using slow time, it slows the clock down that we have to work with. Do we need any long-range headshots from these guys for any reason? Not really. There is one achievement that is related to scoring, and that is 1,000,000 points. And I think we'll get that just through natural progress. I don't need to push for that one. Scoring is going to be something that we're going to be doing naturally throughout the entire process here, so we don't need to worry too much about that. This is... I probably shouldn't have killed that guy, actually. This is a great place for farming, again. Is that barrage of needles? It is. Lovely. This is another great place for farming, although we've done quite a lot of that, and I've got a summoner. But the beauty of Pit of Agony, and this is the reason why I like it as well, each of those summoners will reward you with a drop. And so that's why I prefer the Pit of Agony to the Pit of Despair, because there's just more rewards here. You'll get a guaranteed reward from each of those two summoners. And also, there's a lot of Black Knights down here when you have them unlocked. Black Knights have large health pools and you can make up the distance on them. And so not only is Agony awesome because of the resources that are here, but it is also awesome for the point scoring potential that you have. Nice lava walk there, mate. Well done. Oh, if only this was Dungeons of Eternity, that guy would have fucking melted faster than Terminator 2 at the end. Thumb up and everything. Would have been great. What a great scene. So I've got to be very careful of that guy, because he has got an aura, just like Anakin. If you get too close to that aura, he will damage you. And then we lose the ability to do this level without taking damage. It will also, if you have, one of the things that I found, if I remember rightly, is you can take damage in a, I thought that was an arrow then, I don't know what that was. I think, but again, I can't remember exactly. Memories. I think you can take damage in the world. That will obviously then fail the achievement for getting a perfect in that world or any subsequent worlds. But I thought there was a timing one for this as well. No, hang on. There's a timing one for this one as well, because that's Pit of Agony Trial, not Pit of Agony Mastery. Isn't that right? I don't know. There's a lot of achievements. I don't remember them all. I know there's one for Despair as well, and Despair is 90 seconds. I thought this one had a time, and I thought it was called Mastery, but we'll see. We'll see. But even if the trial one is the one for not getting hit, you now know how little you have to do to actually get that achievement. Come into the pit, kill all the things quickly, or kill the things slowly, kill the incubi, and as long as you don't take damage doing all of that, achievement done. Because killing the incubi counts as completing this level. And once an achievement has been popped, it doesn't matter what you do. You could lose your run, you could die, you could save and quit, whatever. Yeah, right, I thought so. Yeah, trial is... Yeah, that's what I thought. Weebs, stop confusing us. Stop it, Weebs! Just comes in here for the agony. The agony? Yeah, the agony. No, that's the pit. It just comes in here for the antagonism. I'm sure. But yeah, so the other thing I was going to mention as well, because I don't know, I think I was fairly clear on it, but this game goes. So for anyone who's watching this for the first time and thinking like, yeah, I want a bit of that, like maybe some of the people that are playing Dungeons of Eternity right now, the bow mechanics in Dungeons of Eternity are very comparable, and I think In Death is probably some of the best, with Dungeons of Eternity coming a very close second. I really like the bow mechanics in Dungeons of Eternity. This still seems like it's got a little bit on it, but it's a little bit different. Yeah, that's what I thought. So yeah, shut up, Weebs. Thanks. Shut up, Weebs. Thanks for helping. Right, let's get this guy done. Blood of the Lamb. Brilliant. We don't even need those. Right, so, yeah, trials. I think with Pit of Agony, I think you've got a little bit longer. But yeah, so there you go. To do the Pit of Agony trial, i.e. the timed basis one, you just have to kill the incubi to finish. As far as Mastery is concerned, you need to not get hit and do that. So anybody who wanted the soundbite from a click on their phone as maybe the notification or the message tone, that's the one to do it on. That's what my research told me. That's why I have that click as my message alert tone on my phone. Because, let's face it, who doesn't like that click? So, but yeah, I spent a long time trying to find the best click that I could get that would happen after, without any sound effects or without any background music or any bits and pieces. That's the one. Don't need to draw. Hang on. Say that again. One thing I noticed about. Oh yeah. Sorry, it says dough. Doesn't say DOE. Yeah, you don't. The bow draw is a little bit shallower. But then the thing is, that doesn't... It basically means that those with short arms can still use the bow as effectively as those with long arms. And I'm all up for that. I'm all up for everybody able to take part. I did see somebody online today, or the other day I think it was, saying like, there's some of us that are short-armed. Can you... And I can't get the full draw on the bow. Can you maybe like put some draw options in there? I can understand why they didn't, but also for those people that are suffering from that, there is an amulet that caters for you called Spiritual Assist. The only problem is, to be catered for that, you then have to have the disadvantage of not being able to take a decent amulet with you, which is a bit shit. But there you go, get bigger arms. Problem solved, right? It's like one of the games that I've started playing again, and I'm gonna have to start hitting some of you up about playing it. You know who you are. Is Knock, because I was told by a friend of mine that there's been some updates. There's a bit of a new following, and more people playing it now. The games that you're waiting for are now in the hundreds as opposed to the tens, as in the queuing system, at peak times, obviously. Knock is kind of like archery meets... what's the game? With the cars and the balls. I can't think of it. Rocket League. That's the one. Kind of like archery Rocket League. It's a very good game as well. And if you like your archery, it's actually got some decent archery mechanics to it, all being told. But they've added like a new volleyball mode in that game, and you can do that 2v2. And the main game, I think it used to be a 3v3. It's now up to a 4v4. So that's one that I'd like to feature on the channel in the future. Oh yeah, we done that easy. But yeah, point. So the thing, no, you're quite right, Weebs. Point still stands though. Hello, Op. It's not. It's really not. So I stopped playing. I mean, the competition online is very strong. You are going to come up against people who really know what they're doing on that game. And also children. Children are so fucking fast. Fast and make a mockery of me and my bow skills. They're too fast and quick. The young minds. So, but one of the things that I really used to like... That's quite right. Well, it also came out, I think, on PSVR 2 recently, didn't it? So there's also that on top of that as well. So, but yeah, if you have the subscription and you haven't given Knock a look, give Knock a look. It is a really good game. It's mainly about the online cooperative. I almost forgot about you boys. See, he hasn't got enough of a life bar to be able to take multiple shots from a barrage of needles, but he'll still die to it, so that's all good. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Knock. I got a lot of time for Knock. Oh, come on! Just trying to get some free kills with it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'll pin it. Isn't it? So, the one thing that I used to really like about Knock, and obviously people who haven't got much of a wingspan as far as their arms is concerned, so the maximum draw that you can put on the bow in Death Unchained, you can see is there. Anything past there, well, the strings are not actually going any further back. My hand is... And that you want to know what that distance is as well, because that translates to your anchor point, where you should be drawing the arrow to. Because if you can consistently draw the arrow to the same spot, you can consistently get a consistent arc. Getting a consistent arc and knowing where your arrows are going is one of the fundamentals in this game to getting better at hitting your shots. I don't aim. I just know where the arrows are going based on the fact that I'm pointing the bow in that direction. It's kind of like darts. in that, you know, if you get that consistent action, you can do it. Anyway, my point is, in Knock, before they made changes, the bow could be pulled back as far as you could pull it. And so what that meant is big strapping 6-foot blokes like me could fire off these ridiculously powerful shots. Yeah, no worries, Reeves. Thanks for keeping us abreast on the old achievement side of things. So being able to fire off these massive power shots because I had a decent wingspan gave me an advantage over the kids that played the game, which was good, and I thought it was actually fair, because to be able to do that and fire that shot accurately takes time. You can't fire those off quickly, and you can't be as accurate with them. Excellent, Op. Good stuff. I am planning on doing another one of those streams, because I definitely had a lot of fun, and I think everybody else had a lot of fun during that stream as well. So we'll see about getting on that with you, regardless of level. I'll drag you through the dungeons a little bit and get you some gear. So, but yeah, so what Weebs was saying about the whole, now that he's gone, what Weebs was saying about the whole trials thing. So any of the pit achievements that you are going for as far as trials are concerned, i.e. complete it in so long a time, you now know, be it Pit of Agony, Despair. I did, thank you, Von. It beeped at me and I actually heard it this time. I must have been taking a breath or something. I know it doesn't happen very often. So one of the things that we now know, or I can confirm for you for anyone who's going after these achievements, because getting the trials ones is good, getting the mastery ones is better. Mastery adds another bar of life. You know, if you can get mastery on all through 5 of the pits, I think it is. No, it's not on every pit, is it? It's on, I think it's on the, I'll have to have a look. I thought you get mastery on, if you can get mastery on Purgatory, Paradise Lost. Purgatory, Paradise Lost, and Abyss. Not on Desolation, that doesn't give you an extra life bar. And then I think it's Agony and Despair, or it might be 2 of the 3 in Purgatory. We'll have to have a look. But that can start you out with 11 blocks of life. Now, I don't care how good or bad you are at the game, 11 blocks of life is better than 6. You know, anybody with 11 blocks of life can last longer than anybody with 6. Well, maybe not in this circumstance, but, you know, I would be able to last longer with 11 bars of life than 6. I know haven't lost any yet, but that's because we're very low cycle and I'm playing very conservatively to make sure I'm not losing life. Wow, did you take that? Did. Right. So note again, there is normally a Black Knight up here on this exact spot. Today, we had a Skeleton Warrior. As I was saying previously as well, Skeleton Warriors are one of the enemies in this game that I believe is in dire straits need of an upgrade. And a redesign, because, like, look at that. There's, like, I'm sure we can do so much better than that now. It looks so... it looks good at a distance, but when you... I don't know, when you're close, it looks rubbish. But that model needs improving, and I'm sure I've seen what they've done with the knights, and they can do so much better with that. And I've seen what they did with the monks, but if those of you who, a couple of seasons back, they made some improvements to the game, and they upgraded the abominations slightly. They redesigned the banshees, they redesigned the knights, and all of the archers. But the 2 that I think now are in desperate need of love, skeletons not so much, ghosts. I've seen what ghosts look like on the original In Death game, and although I don't think they can achieve that, I'm sure they can achieve better than what we've got, because at the moment we've got a black blob with a bit of a white blob in the middle of its chest, with a little bit of a white I will say sheet, but it's not even a sheet. A little bit of a white ghosting around its head, and I'm sure they can do so much better now. But it's I hope they get round to it. I'd rather they redid the enemies than the levels, if I'm honest, because I personally think that this game's gonna get to the point, because it's already looking like it. It's getting to the point where the enemies are starting to look worse than the background, and that for me is a problem. It's not quite red. Oh no. The thing is, I don't think Red Matter. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I've never actually played Red Matter 2. Because as I understand, it's more of a puzzle game, and I probably will get around to it at some point, but I don't know. Games like that I don't think would be great ones to play through. I'd rather play through things that require a level of mastery for you to, I don't know, score well in leaderboards and stuff like that. I can, you know, if I want an experience, I'll go and play Half-Life Alyx, you know. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure it's an amazing game. Ooh. Hello, Burn. I was wondering when you'd be along. That is a good question. No. I like Dungeons of Eternity better. I've been playing this game, and I'd consider myself pretty good at this. And I've achieved a lot within this game, and I've found out a lot about this game, and I've done a lot within this game. But that comes with a caveat. And don't let me put you off either. This game is amazing. But I've been playing this game now for, what, almost 3 years? So that should tell you everything that you need to know. That should tell you everything you need to know about this game. The fact that I've been playing it for 3 years. And if your answer to that is, yeah, there's nothing else much out there. Well, that was kind of a problem at the time. But I wouldn't dedicate as much of my life to a game if I didn't think it was worthwhile doing. And it was a combination of the competitive scene and just what this game was about and what it was bringing and, you know, just everything about it. The only... It's... Mate, if you like... Yeah, it is standalone. If you like the archery... I mean, there is a non-stand... Oh, fuck me. Every shot's going between his legs! Right, I'm getting out of that. If you like the archery in Dungeons of Eternity, you don't have to draw from the quiver here, because we have the equivalent of a Hank bow from Dungeons and Dragons, the cartoon, or the Ranger bow, where, you know, it's magical arrows. They just don't make the same and yellow. Although we kind of do have those in teleport arrow format. If you like the archery in Dungeons of Eternity, then yeah, this is a highly recommended game. But this game is like, what, yeah, 3 years old now? Something like that. There is a version of this on PC VR as well. Let's not get hit by a cheeky Cupid arrow, thank you very much. There is a version of this on PC VR, but it is, and this would be my advice to anybody looking to get into the in-depth experience, there have been a lot of quality of life improvements that have been put into In-Depth Unchained. So In-Depth Unchained is the standalone version. In-Depth is the PC VR version. Now, don't get me wrong. The PC VR version is very cool and is very nice looking. But there's little things like you can't do this. You can't fire whilst moving. Every time you draw in In-Depth, you stop. So yeah, that's why I would say stay away from the PC VR version if you like the locomotion. The teleport arrow thing is in both versions of In-Depth and In-Depth Unchained. But yeah, locomotion-wise, we have teleport arrows, we have shard for your little quick steps, and then we also have the locomotion on the stick as well. So, and you can play it however you like. You can use as many or as few of those options as you want to. The big feature of In Death Unchained, just for you, Burtpan, is you can put the game into slow time at any time you like. It does seem like, oh, well, that's well overpowered then, isn't it? There's a level of mastery to that, and if you can do that, it's needed in late game on this game. Oh, here's a little opportunity to farm. Great place for farming headshots. This particular arena, where's he? Why can't I see him? There he is. Look, this is why I like shadowing being in the game. Look at that brown monk. I couldn't see him on my first scan. Shadows in this game make monks, brown monks, they're like basic archer, and it makes them deadly. And I like that. So yeah, I'm mainly commenting on the lighting fixes that they did on Paradise Lost. Yeah, the game's... Yeah, the thing is as well, you're quite right, Op, and the game on PC VR still stands up graphically and, I suppose, gameplay in a lot of ways to other things as well. I think part of the problem is it was cutting edge at the time, and the one thing that I found with playing it is that it was made for a better tracking system than what it is now being hamstrung with, if that makes sense. Because normally you would play that on a system that would have base stations, and base stations are always going to give you a better level of tracking than the inside-out tracking that we have on standalone. As my smooth lizard brain understands it. No, this does not have multiplayer. And that is the big thing. Anybody who is playing In Death Unchained and loves the archery in this, but people in Death Unchained are A, fanatical, and B, have been asking about multiplayer in this game for years. And it's never going to come. It was never even teased or promised. They did experiment with trying to do it, but I think they were like, yeah, that's way too much work. So anybody who is sick and tired of not being able to play In Death Unchained multiplayer, go and get Dungeons of Eternity. It is pretty much as simple as that. With, I might, don't know, Wizards Dark Brotherhood's update for multiplayer allows you to do some archery in multiplayer. I think the more wizardry side of things is the way to look at Brotherhood. It's the whole hand gesture and blasting spells. That's what that game's about as much. Oh yeah, of course they did. I can tell you now. The thing is, Op, you know as well as I do, and it's why I was a massive supporter the moment I heard that Dungeons of Eternity was getting to that sort of like close to the release date, and I tried to get early access as soon as possible. Yeah, the thing is, that's the problem, Burnt Pan. This game's great, but you can't play it with friends. So, and I know people that will get good at a game because they can play it with friends. I know I got good at this game because I wanted to do well at it and score well at it, and there was competitions. Those days have kind of ended now. So, if you asked me today if I was to buy In Death Unchained or Dungeons of Eternity, I would get Dungeons of Eternity first. In Death Unchained is great. You don't need it now. The other thing with In Death Unchained is it's been out for ages, and it regularly features at 33, 40, and I think the lowest it's ever gone is at 50%. In Death Unchained, you can wait to get. Dungeons of Eternity, find a friend who's got it, grab their code, get it for 25% off. That is one hell of a deal. What's Dungeons of Eternity price? That's same as this, I think. $21.99. Those count as the multi-kills that I was saying about as far as the skulls are concerned. Let's make sure there's no one else around to give us any frights. That would be fucking hilarious, wouldn't it? So, but yeah, it's part of the reason why when Dungeons of Eternity was on the cards, I looked at that and I was like, well, this is what people who have been asking for a multiplayer from In Death Unchained, well, this is kind of what they wanted. I grew very tired with, and still do, with Super Bright. They missed the boat completely. The multiplayer for this game was experimented with, and I don't know why. They just experimented with it and did nothing else. They have got other concerns now, but they won't tell us what they are. And the opportunity to either get In Death Unchained on the PlayStation 2 has been missed, and the opportunity to get In Death Unchained 2 featuring multiplayer has been missed also. I have never known a company to be shouted at, take my money, and refuse. And I think we've all done that as well. You know, I would pay for skins in this game all day. I like skins. I hate having to pay for anything. And I will always get it at its cheapest. But I would pay for skins in this game. But the one thing that I will say, Burnt Pan, is this is a different kind of game to Dungeons of Eternity. But yeah, the scoring, it's a combination of a few factors. Now, it's the scoring. It is the scoring. It is the headshot noise. It is those clicks, and that's not even talking about the overall coolness and vibe of the game. Did he get his shot off? No, he didn't. Oh, hello. Where did you come from? I mean, look at that skeleton. The skeleton looks much better in DOE. I mean, I know it is mainly skeletons in DOE. I was very impressed with the demon thing, whatever it is, model that they made in that game. Not only is it a cool enemy that fulfills a niche to test players' skill, but it's very well designed and very well done and looks great. Those things charging you down is so good. So good. It was exactly what DOE needed. I mean, you know, needs more. Needs loads more. But yeah, that's the only problem with DOE at the moment is content when you get to the end. And I've been at the end for a while now. And I'll be honest, the Christmas update for that game didn't give me enough. It's most appreciated, but I also appreciate that they can only do so much. So, you know, I'm more than happy to give them time to let them cook, as the kids say. Let them cook. And try and get the headshots for the old needles. Right, let's take a bit of a risk here and try and get him to teleport. I say take a risk because those fireballs have been known to go through walls. You going to float towards me a little bit? No. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to maneuver that incubi. Yeah, usually go behind me. Again, one of the few enemies that will do so. I'm trying to get multiple headshots on his head. Oh, the devs in DOE are brilliant. They've supported me in my efforts to do the shorts and various bits and pieces that you see me do. They've supported me in the live streams and the various bits and pieces and the giveaways. And I think this is all due, like, the moment that I got chatting with the devs, I was like, we need this game now. You're doing all the right things and you've got an audience rating. You've got an audience waiting for you in Death Unchained, and that's, you know, a lot of players. They want a bow game and they want multiplayer. Right, you might do. If I can I get the shot? I can't get the shot. Don't you dare. Right, let's play the rest of the level, see if we can get him to teleport somewhere more convenient. There's only a few places that he'll teleport. I'm trying to get a close range shot on him so that I can get multiple headshots on him. I just need to be very careful now of his location. Ooh. What are you doing up here? So that means there's another rogue summoner about the place, so we now need to be triple careful, because I do not know where that summoner is. And if I get too close to him, he'll hit us. There he is. Good. Oh, look at that. Anyone who's familiar with this layout? What the fuck? Yeah, I did. That was a... I hate being called a content creator, but that's what it is. So, but yeah, that was from one of the content creator competitions. And that was for me to give away to my community, which... instead of, like, giving it away on the basis of a competition, I gave it to my headest of modding and adminning, the awesome Von, because she does a hell of a lot for the channel and Dungeons of Eternity now with the Facebook group and other groups and other bits and pieces. And I can't think of anyone more deserving, so I just gave it to her. If I get any more, I'll do like raffles or prize draws or what have you. But the way I looked at it, I won it. She helped me win it as well by pitching in with the video idea that I did for it that I won. And yeah, no one more deserving as far as I was concerned. And I won it, so it's my choice. But to be fair as well, I did put it to everyone in the Discord, and like I would imagine everybody agreed. Look at him, he's on the piss, isn't he? So this is how you can tell that these were put in here. It may even be the game putting these placeholders in instead of Black Knights, because that model shouldn't be like that. Yeah. But as I said, the moment I remember seeing... Oh, there's two. There's one where you go to whinge at the devs, if you ever needed to, or, like, troubleshoot and stuff with them. And then there's the one that Von runs, Siobhan, here. If she's about, I'm sure she'll put a link in the chat for you. But yeah, make sure you're in both. The one thing that I will say, the official Facebook group, they... take time to what's the word, authorize every single post that goes up there, whereas obviously the one that Von runs, that's not the case. So again, so what I'm saying, Burnt, because you obviously do videos as well, and yeah, if anyone doesn't know, Burnt Pan does quite a lot on the old DOE side of things, or is at least starting to, so go and give his channel a look and do the things and the stuff if you deem him worthy. And as far as the Facebook group is concerned, it'd be a good place for you to post, basically, once you're building things up at these early times. Right, I think we've done everything here. Can't go in there still. Ooh. But we will go and have a quick check and talk on achievements. So, Pit of my agony, yep. Abolish the incubi, yep. Right, I'm going to have a quick drink and a smoke. Rest in sanctuary. But yeah, that is a good question. As far as In Death Unchained and DOE is concerned, and as I said, if they were both presented to me today, I'd go DOE every day because it's got multiplayer. Simple as that. So, In Death Unchained has got a hell of a lot of content and is very well priced, even without any sort of discount. Because it isn't just the main game, it's also the sigils, which kind of are like game mutators, as well as another way to play the game, i.e. with the crossbow. And then you've got Siege of Heaven as well, which is like a... Siege of Heaven with like tower defense, archery, kind of like how Elven Assassin does things, but I think done better. So, I'll just wait for that to come through my headset. Thank you, Bon. Look, one thing I do not ask people to do is like or subscribe or comment or bell, because that's what content creators do, and I do not consider myself one of them. I'm a video DJ. I'm something different. I mean, it's just a different name. It's the same thing. But yeah, so I'm not going to tell him that. I'll tell him someone else. Go and deem him worthy to do the things and the stuff. The less I have to say it, the better. Get it rammed down my throat in every video that I watch. I'd rather not be ramming. No, you take that back. All right, I do not want you pressing the like button because I've told you to do so. You should be pressing these buttons because you want to. I'm also not some, like, you know, hippie telling you to make sure that the man doesn't tell you what to do. Right, I was here for a reason. That reason was to rant about content creators and video DJs. Huh. How have we unlocked the upgrade for it before we've unlocked the actual arrow? So, as you can probably see by now, there's a lot of weird things happening. For anybody who's an old hand at this game and has played through the game, we're not supposed to do this. You're not supposed to be able to get this many achievements in your first run. It's not how the game's designed to be played. It's not how the game mechanics have been intended. And we're starting to give the game problems. Like, yeah. Here's how you upgrade an arrow that you don't actually have yet. How can I kill the enemies with Wrath of God when I haven't even got it? So, I haven't even actually unlocked it yet, because you unlock Wrath of God by killing Asmodeus, which is the end boss we're going to go and take a peek at next. So, where are we? So, we're making good progress on these. These ones are just number games. Kill so many. Kill so many. There is another great place that we can go and kill lots and lots of cupids. Well, in that case then, Birdpan, you're in good company with me. I think Mystic wants to be a content creator, though. So, yeah, we'll just get him in and get him to do the "Hi, guys!" and do that YouTuber content creator energy. And then we'll just go and play the game or something. Hey, look, I got nothing against it. I just don't want to do that. That's not my style. That's theirs. So they can do all that. Anyway, so... Getting there on... So we've got Harbinger of Torture done. That's 266. We are able to track our progress. There you go. So that bar will show us how far we off of 666 headshots. Bear in mind, it keeps these on the go as well. So it isn't like you have to get 26, then another 56, then another 126, then another 266. I don't think. It tracks your progress into the next one, because there's no way we've done 33 plus... hang on, not 33. 26 plus 56 plus 126 plus 266 and another, what, 400 odd? No way. So... we're closing in on that now. Probably another 200 headshots to go. Hopefully Barrage of Needles will push us through on that and help us get a load more quickly. Exploding Head Killer extends the time before the head explodes. So actually, I was wrong on that one. That one's just blow up 36 exploding heads. So it doesn't matter how you kill them, just by shooting them or them being blown up by other ones, this will gain progress. It's this one is the difficult one. Blow up 10 enemies with exploding heads. You can get this one, and bear in mind both of them go up to level 3, but the other achievement to them does not show up until you've done the first one. There's a lot of people that were wondering how to get the last couple of achievements, and it's because you need to complete... They were like only 2 achievement, could only see one achievement, yet they had 3 more to do, and it's that one and then the other 2 levels of it. This one is the same. My advice for these ones, if you were going to do them, you jump straight to Abyss, rooftop hop, and kill any group of skulls together, and then you'll get that one and that one eventually, and they are worth going after. More gold for killing with exploding heads, that one not so much. This one you need to get to level 3 to give you an easy time on the first phase of Asmodeus, which I am about to show you how to do in a moment. What else have we got here? Defeat Anakim 6 times, that we can get. So we're doing all right. We have got almost, what would that be, 4, 8, 12, 16. So we're about 25. I mean, it's a, yeah, well, actually, yeah, there is a fucking percentage there, isn't there? So we're about 30% through the game in achievements so far. But the further you go through this game, the longer and longer it is between clicks, because the achievements get harder and longer. The one thing that I will say that In Death Unchained has got very right is the achievements and the amount that you have to do for them, except 2. There are 2 achievements in this game that are an absolute ball ache. One of them you need to do. The other one, not so much, unless you want to be competitive in tournaments. Obviously, I'm talking about the achievement to unlock Hand of God, because 1,701 ghosts is too fucking many. It should have been 700, not 1,700. And it just artificially keeps people playing a game when they didn't need to do that. People would carry on playing this game regardless of whether you give them that grind. The other achievement, in my always humble opinion, that goes on for way too long, well, there's actually 2 now. There's the headshots on bats. Nice one, Burnt Pan. And yeah, I get you with the Mystic. Yeah, he's definitely got the energy for it. He doesn't seem like your atypical YouTuber, but he seems like he could be on the cusp. He's on the tipping point for, hey guys, don't forget. But anyway, so, but yeah, nice one, Burnt Pan. Give this one a look if you can get it cheap. I don't think you'll be disappointed. But yeah, no multiplayer, but there is a ridiculously competitive scene. Let me tell you, because I'll be one of the ones that you'll be going up against. As far as achievements are concerned, there are 2. The Ghost one well outstays its welcome, but you need to do it, because Hand of God is one of the meta arrows for long progress in this game, and that is the way to score high and rank in those leaderboards. There is actually another one as well. So the other one is 3 kills with a Divine Sight times 3, 266 times. Now that's not actually a bad number, but the fact that Divine Sight times 3 is fucking shit as an arrow and doesn't home in and kill enemies at the best of times, meaning to fire 3 and for all 3 of them to home in and kill something, it is very fucking rare. And then you have to do that 266 times. That one, again, is just, I don't know, it feels to me like the devs at that point don't play the game for what they're asking people to do. The other one, which wasn't too bad, was the one where you had to get headshots on bats. Now, the reason why I don't like that one is, A, it outstays its welcome. I think it's too long. And that's also because it takes a very long time to do. Now, I did have a little hack that helped everybody when it first came out. So hopefully those of you got it with this technique, where you could use the shield to headshot bats, and you could just put the shield out and catch their little faces with this corner and just move through the group. And it just made things so much easier. I've had to do it both ways, and yeah, doing it with a shield was a pleasure to do because it was a little bit unique and it was good. And then you know what? They fucking took it out of the game. It's like, fix the things that actually are causing problems in this game. Not that we can headshot bats with the shield. It didn't even affect points, for fuck's sake. Yet they took it out of the game. That is one of the few fuck yous that I feel that Super Bright have kind of leveled at me personally. But anyway, I digress. I'll take my frustration out on this guy. So, Asmodeus, use your slow time. Take the boils out one at a time. Take the skulls out one at a time. Use your slow time. Another top tip that I can give you here, you can actually go back after you've travelled on these platforms, and you can stand just here, and he can not hit you with his boulders. Hello, K2. You menace. Good timing. I was just ranting about Super Bright. They're a menace too. So, standing here, there's a couple of things that we can observe about Asmodeus as well. Every third rock he throws, he has to have a little breather. That is a perfect time to attack him. If you are sat back here with certain special arrows, you can destroy all of his spoils from back here. It can make things a little bit more difficult. You want to really engage him on the platform. But when I was talking about Wrath of God, and stop it up, having Wrath of God, like, yeah, that is the sort of thing though. This is exactly the sort of thing that Super Bright are known for doing. Oh, you can stand on this and it's not really that important, but it stops this guy being able to chuck his boulders at you for one stage. Oh well, we need to fix that ASAP. But, like, you know, arrows going through heads when you fire at them, that doesn't need fixing. Come on now. Anyway, stop talking about it, otherwise I get annoyed. I don't really get annoyed. So yeah, we can sit here indefinitely. He can chuck rocks. We can actually hit his balls from here. And as I said, but it do need to be this side of this second stone. If we are defeating Asmo right now, it's a very easy way to defeat him. You can take a Wrath of God and you can shoot it like that so it arcs in front of him. It will take out all of these boils, and it will take out most of the skulls. Taking the skulls out from back here, though, taking the boils out from back here can cause you problems with the skulls, which is why I don't recommend it. But what we can do, we can bloody arrows. We can sit here, wait for him to do 3 throws, and then jump in when he does the 3rd, because then he has a little resty, and we can take an easy shot on him. Anyway, slow time, shot, slow time, shot, slow time, shot. And it can be as simple as that. And then this is where your slow time, and look how I'm tapping it to get the enemy where I want to before I fire my shot. Tap, 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 shoot, tap, 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 hold, shoot, hold. I've missed that one. Shoot, hold, shoot, hold, shoot, hold. Tap, 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 tap. Shoot, hold, shoot, missed that one, shoot, hold. Oh no, it's all going wrong. Had such the flow. Uh-oh. You do not want that to happen unless you've got the exploding head killer achievement done. And the reason being is because they detonate almost instantly. If you've got the timer, if you've got the achievement for exploding head killer done, then they take about 3 seconds to explode once they stop moving and get close enough to you to do so. And that's the crux of doing that bit. Get the exploding head. It makes things so much easier. You can then, if needs be, pop the boil, wait for the skulls to come towards you, and stop and start doing their and then just shard. 1 shard away, and they'll explode and not hit you. Anyway, and we want to keep on top of this bit as quickly as possible. Look, game's confused. It's forgotten to put the 2 Abyss monks here. Hasn't forgotten about these fucking 3 cupids. Look where I go as well. I'm standing here to take out those cupids. Use a special arrow if you need to take out those cupids. I wouldn't normally do this. I would then move to here. The reason being is this the enemies can't path to, which means that abominations will stock still and monks will teleport into your line of sight, allowing you an easy shot on them. Let's get him out of the way. Oh look, there's put an Abyss monk here though. Of course I did. So note how none of those are moving. Look where we are. We're stood on a platform. They just can't path towards us. And that is part of the theme with how the enemies work on this game, is if you can find points where they can't path, then you're onto a winner. Because then a lot of enemies can no longer... Oh, we've got needles. We have. This is risky. But we're going to do it anyway. Because we need them headshots. Oh, it's a chunky one. If you get just one red number come up, remember those red numbers represent damage, not points. If you get one red number come up, that is only counted as one headshot. They need to have a lot of life to count as multiple headshots. As I've said, and as I know the Menace, aka K2, is not happy about, just like I'm not, Barrage of Needles used to be the scoring arrow. But they changed that. Oh yeah, they fixed that. They let it go for a whole fucking season and then they fixed it. Again, these points where you can get to where they can't path. They haven't fixed those. They know about them. They know about them because I've told them about them. I haven't fixed those. God, it's very ranty tonight for a game that I love, isn't it? Give us our needles. I've suggested to them that they need to make a sigil that allows Barrage of Needles to... not a sigil, a amulet that makes Barrage of Needles... I've said so in my video. A amulet that allows Needles to go back to being a scoring arrow if you take that amulet. I think that's then fair, because then those of us that want to do that can, but we miss out on Blessed Quiver. And the fact of the matter is, Blessed Quiver keeps you going for longer because you have more arrows. And having more arrows is how you get further. But yeah. Anyway. Second stage, easy enough. Hadoken skulls, kill them. And then shoot dorsal flanges. Then get to use the word flange. And then you've got to dodge these. What I like to do with these is vogue into them. So if he's firing, try and stay in the middle. If he is throwing from the left, vogue left. And when I say vogue, spam this button and move your hand across the screen. Nice, easy way to sidestep quickly. Literally all I'm doing is moving my hand from one side to the screen to the other. So, literally moving it across the screen while spamming. That's what I mean. That wasn't an achievement for spamming the shard. What I mean by spamming is repeatedly pressing the button. Repeatedly pressing the shard button whilst moving. That's how you use the shard now. There was a time when it used to be used a lot more effectively than that, but those days are gone as well. They fixed that! With that one news anchor that told the Checkers World Record kid that he's such... I thought you said something like that. Oh, my lady didn't give me that very well. Oh, the other thing I was going to ask as well, what's the volume levels like in comparison? Is Asmo, I know he is ridiculously loud at the best of times in recordings. I wanted to avoid that if I can. I know we're not here very long, but still. See all those numbers coming off of him? Each one of those counts as a headshot. And that's good for our achievement. So, for now, note here, there are 2 archers. Normally, there are only 1. At this stage, just kill the archers and nothing else. If you do that, then nothing else will spawn. You can kill a few of these. But, well, I don't know. He has done in some of my old videos. As long as you... Normally, if you're playing this game properly, there'll only be 1 archer there, not 2. Kill that 1 archer, he'll be a brown monk, and then let these guys just follow you round. Don't kill them. You can kill, I think it's 3 of them. After you kill the 4th, the next wave of enemies will spawn. Then when you kill them, the the cupids will spawn. The cupids are what will hit you at this stage. So we made sure they're all really far away from us, and then we'll just leather his horns. Start with 1, because the hitting 1 causes him to stagger. Like that. We can kill you. And then simply kill the other. Job's a good one. The one thing I will say, Chris, is if you have a look at my... if you search my channel, I think I put a playlist together of them. I done a playlist called Masters in a minute. And what I referred to in Masters, I wasn't trying to be pretentious or anything, or big-headed pie. But I referred to it as Masters in a minute, as in the bosses and ways to do them. And I cover a lot of what I've just talked about there in some of those Master in a Minute videos. And basically what those Masters in a Minute videos are using various combinations of arrows to take down bosses easier. Some of them are your humdrum stuff, like, you know, Hand of God and Winter's Bite. Nice one. Yeah, thank you, Net. Thanks for watching. Should we do Desolation? What have we got to do in Desolation? We don't need to do anything other. That'll be a good place to finish, actually. Okay. I got a plan. Got a plan. Yeah, have a look at this. Mate, neither am I. I'm no spring chicken. I just do a lot of testing. I need to... The thing is, a long time ago, I started playing this game, and I had questions, and no one could answer them. Not even the developers sometimes. So I was like, right, fuck it. I'll go and find out myself then, shall I? So, for those of you who know the lore of the channel, I fucking hate Desolation. It is just harder than Purgatory. It's a lovely looking level. It's a gorgeous looking level. But it doesn't score you any more points, and it's just harder. Why would you make the game harder? The sort of people that go to Desolation are the sort of people that want it purist. Alright? It is a great looking level, but when you're on a scoring run and you can die very easily in this game, why make it harder? I would go to Desolation over any other, over Purgatory, if it was worth my while. I am all about high risk, high reward. Hell, again, I run my tournaments like that. I run my scoring like that. I'm all about risk reward. There is no reward for the additional risk that we take here. Now, the one thing that I am looking at is there are bats there, and there are achievements for like shield bashing bats and ducking bats and headshotting bats. Some of them are unlocked and available for us to do, some of them are not. If we can't see them, you can't gain progress towards them. So we'll go back, we'll go into Purgatory and check. I'll kill one just in case that's part of the condition, but I don't think it is. Like, for instance, one of the conditions for a lot of other achievements is killing 10 bats in one shot, and we have not got the special arrows to do that. I hate this achievement. Note as well how that swarm is normally 6. There's only 4 here. This, for me, the part of the reason why I found out about the headshotting bats with shields was because of this exact thing that I'm showing off quite badly now. Headshots on bats are fucking difficult, and I'm good, right? So I can imagine somebody trying to get that and struggling like all hell, which is why that's when I step in and start trying to find ways to cheese things. When I think, no, that's too hard, people are going to struggle with that, I can find another way so that people wouldn't struggle. And then Super Bright just come in and take it away. Buggers. Anyway. Right. We, also, thank you, Von. Yeah, you literally need to put one letter in now and all the rest comes in. Right. Yeah, not wrong, not wrong. Right, so normally we would do this level, but there's 2 achievements that I want to go for, and one I just remembered. One of them is getting through Desolation very quickly. The other one is doing it without visiting a shop. The last one is completing it without taking any damage. This is the way that you do these achievements Yes, there are enemies that we could be doing, but I think there's going to be too many. Like, I could... Yeah, I can't get that screamer. I'm not going to bother. We need the time one right now. So, if anybody is wondering what rooftop hopping is, I am doing an example of it now. If you need to get a specific achievement out of a specific boss, or for getting through a level, this is how you do it. You start the level, and just teleport arrow, and teleport arrow, and teleport arrow, and you keep moving. Keep the bounds short, especially on levels like Paradise Lost. Make use of the slow time whilst the arrow is travelling, and be aware of enemies shooting at you with arrows. Always do your rooftop hopping if it's for achievements on cycle 1, because why make the game harder for you if the achievement is to be done and it doesn't specify that it needs to be done in a higher cycle. There are very few that do. In fact, there's only one, I think, that requires you to be on cycle 2. Then don't make the game harder for yourself. I mean, I call this rooftop hopping, but we're just flying through the level quickly. The reason why it's been classed as rooftop hopping is because normally you do this in either Paradise Lost, Purgatory, or Abyss, and you would just stick to the roofs, because why not, right? There you go, level complete. Well, the level won't actually be complete until we've killed a bit of Anakin. Now, we don't want to be too tardy with Anakin here. Haven't got any special arrows, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. But let's get him. Oop. Missed that shot. You'll take your needles for me, won't you? Yes, you will. Lots of headshots there. Lovely, lovely. That's what we like. So let's get some more shots on him here. We'll have to deal with the knight. All the headshots. Yummy, yummy. Fancy another? Damn, didn't have enough life. Where's that last one? So this is why it's important to know what wave you're on, so that you can count off the archers as you kill them. Because if I didn't know any better, that archer would have got the jump on me. So this is more like how you actually do Anakin, the way that I'm doing him now. Note the pattern. Also. And note the amount of slow time. Copious. I do not want to get hit here, because this is the last time you have to do anything without getting hit. And if we can do that... Oof, that was close. If we can do that, I'll be on for a higher achievement score than I have been previously. Let's see if we can finish Anakin here. Has he got stuck? No, he hasn't. I'm gonna shoot these guys to stagger them. Hello. Not going for the kills on these guys because I don't really need them, unless they are shooting directly at me. There we go. Level complete. And that was a nice bunch of achievements. Desolation Trials 1 and 2, those are the time trial ones. Desolation on a budget, Desolation Mastery. So 4 achievements, and you could do this at any point of the game. I've done it with just the basic shit. But obviously the headshot damage and the distance damage. Thank you. So you could basically start Desolation. Even if you just have a handful of achievements, rooftop hop, it is a worthwhile technique to practice, because you can get through levels very quickly and you can get very valuable achievements for your progress quite quickly. Whew. Right, so let's... I think that'll just about do us, and thank you, Ronald. We're all good on battery. I'll change that over afterwards. You'll never run out of pie. You're always baking. Always baking, Von. Right. Let's rest in Sanctuary. We'll have a little bit of a review, and then we'll call it a night. I assume this one has been reasonably enjoyable because there's still plenty of people here, so we'll probably continue this one on. I'd like to see how high I can get this. I think I can get it to 100. I think. As I said, there are a lot of achievements that we won't be able to get because they don't open up until much later on in the game, and some of them, like for instance, we are not going to be able to get the kill 1701 ghosts because someone worked it out, you'd have to be able to get 25 or 30 cycles deep and do every ghost in every pit to be able to do that in one sitting. And even then I think you would come up short because there's only like 20, 25, maybe 30 ghosts per pit. So this is one of the big problems. Headshot and 266 bats. To do that, we would have to visit Desolation every time. We'd have to headshot every single bat. There's probably about 6, 12, 18, 24. It's probably about 40 to 50 bats per Desolation. And this, going after headshots on bats can get fucking risky. Problem is, that achievement unlocks more once you ping it. Namely, getting Divine Sight ×5. What pit indeed. Kill 66 Screamers. We would have to be able to do, so you can kill 4 Screamers per Desolation. So what's that? 10 cycles plus another 5. You'd have to be able to get, and I've missed 2 lots of Desolation. So even if I had killed each Screamer in each instance of Desolation, bear in mind you can't go in Desolation, so I've only missed 1 Desolation by rooftop hopping. We'd just have to do a lot of work and be able to get so deep in cycles. I would not be able to get that deep with what I have. I haven't got my crutches. I haven't got all the Winter's Bites. I haven't got all of the Hand of Gods. I haven't got other arrows as well. I also haven't got a lot of life or armor or any of the things that you need to be able to get deep. Obviously we can't die 66 times because we can't afford to die once, because otherwise challenge over. What else have we got? We can't do any of these upgrade arrows because these arrows, although are unlocked, are not within the game. This one, Fletcher's routine. Did we get any? No, we didn't. Fletcher's routine we can do. I'm hoping to show that one off live. Mortal's routine. Kill at least 25 enemies during the first minute of your run. We need to think about doing that one soon, because the further we leave it in the cycles, the more health the enemies will get and the harder they will be able to kill quickly. So that one needs to happen. That needs to be the first thing that we do on the next one. Defeat Asmodeus twice in one afterlife. This is the one that I was talking about. This is the only achievement in the game, I think, where you actually have to be in cycle 2 to do it. Everything else can be done in cycle 1. I'll have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure. So the other thing is we want to be complete Purgatory in 38 minutes. I think it's 38, 19, and 9, or something along those lines. So you can get another 3 achievements out of Purgatory, at least, another 3 out of Paradise Lost, and another 3 out of Abyss, just by rooftop hopping. We would have to avoid the pit, unfortunately, to do the rooftop hopping in Abyss, and I would like to get that pit done and everything out of it. We're now at the point, though, where we can actually afford to take a hit, because all of the achievements that we would need where you can't get hit, and we can buy stuff from the shop now as well, because we've got the achievements for not buying from the shop for every level in the game, as well as not getting hit for every level within the game. I don't think it matters if you get hit and then go and do a pit and not get hit, I believe. But again, we're going to try and stay not getting damaged. To be fair, we can't take much fucking damage anyway, so. But yeah, we can't take much fucking damage anyway. And on that bombshell, we'll end it there. Thank you all very much for watching. This has been fun. I want to continue this and see where we can get that progress bar to. I reckon we can shoot for 100 achievements, and that's 5 short of the legendary Stephen Echo, who originally initiated this challenge way back in the day when it was a lot bloody easier. This has been In Death Unchained on the Quest 3. I have been Silver Tongue Devil. Good night.